Anti-derivative Jill.
There she is. There she is.
Can I offer you some tea?
Good tea. Nice house.
Would you make me some of that Plomeek soup? Greetings and felicitations.
Hello and welcome to Plomeek Teatime number 125. Today we're going to look at the amazing Cold War thriller film called The Hunt for Red October, released in 1990, based on Tom Clancy's novel. And it's really a fantastic movie, really tense and great, wonderful stuff going on with this movie that just the realism in it is pretty great, even though it's fiction. So I'd like to welcome our panelists today. Today we have Scotty R37 to help us talk today about this movie, and
Hello.
Joe's Atmosphere. Welcome to the channel.
It's good to see
How
you.
are you doing?
Doing good.
Fantastic. Yes. This movie was directed by John McTiernan with the screenplay by Larry Ferguson and Donald E. Stewart, and it was it was released on March 2nd, 1990. And of course, we'll be talking a lot about Sean Connery today as Captain Ramus and Alec Baldwin as Jack Ryan, and it just a really great, fun movie. Really, really neat. And also kind of Tom Clancy was based this on real events in actual history, so that's why part of it is so interesting.
Rumor has it, I don't know if it's true or not, but this is the first book he wrote, and he from what I understand, he was debriefed by the White House. I don't know if you guys know, but the government reads every book that's published, and they wanted to know how he knew everything that was in this book about our defense systems.
That's awesome. He did so much research and was so in depth with all of how interested he was in it that he extrapolated things that were actually secret.
Well, he, most of the stuff like our social system warning net system in the Atlantic Ocean and stuff like that. There's certain details that he put in the book that they're actually record. If you know where to look, you can find all this stuff. It's public knowledge, but not everybody knows where to find it. And he had a friend that was in the intelligence system that led him to where the records could be found. Under the
so he might have had more access to stuff than we realize.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Well, have you ever read the book?
Oh man, I read it. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of his. They'll never make a movie out of my favorite book he wrote. What's the name of it? Red Storm Rising. The one about that's the one where he tells what World War III would look like with conventional weapons. He wanted to write a book about what it would look like without nukes. And it's a fantastic book. Jack Ryan, of course, is in it, but he's a small character in it. He's on an aircraft carrier in the Atlantic when it happens. But the whole war lasts, I think it's like 45 days or something like that. It's a fantastic book. I don't want to give everything away. If you haven't read it, you need to. Red Storm Rising is one of his best books, but they'd have to make a mini series out of it or something because they couldn't make a movie out of it, I don't think.
Yeah, well, adapting a book to film is always a very difficult, monumental task, and so that this was so do you believe this was a good adaptation? I have not read it.
I think it actually improves on the book because with the climax of the movie, I have to assume people have seen this. So when they have the guy trying to set off the nuke inside the sub, and they're also being chased by a submarine trying to sink them, those two events are different. They're separate events in the book, and they merge the two together to heighten the tension at the end of the movie.
Yeah, and it really does work for that.
It
for
works
that sense.
really well. I mean, there's separate events in the book, but it works really good on screen for this film. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, I always appreciate when it is obvious that they're taking the genre seriously, and it really feels like you're on a submarine and that these are real officers and everything. And this is the first. This is actually, I just watched this for the first time last night, so I'm the opposite of
Really?
you, who's probably seen it tons and tons of times. So I was wondering, when did you first see it, and what's your history with the movie?
Oh, I saw it in the theater when it came out. Yes, I loved it. Of course, I was in the military before that, and I had read the book, and yeah, I enjoyed the heck out of him. I'm a big fan of McTiernan from Die Hard, and that was the big selling point of the film. But as I remember it, they really sold the fact that it was the guy that directed Die Hard that made this. But great cast, and really just edge of your seat watching it. And it's because the subs and everything is the tension really comes from the close quarters and the great acting of the people in it. You can tell the death during parts of it, like whenever the Dallas is hoping it doesn't drift right into the back of that submarine in that one part. They're scared to death that they're going to hit that sub. They don't know. So it was a lot to see in the theater. It really was. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, because they have to rely on their radar, their
instruments,
and their instincts.
They can't see anything. There's an old joke. It's useful as a screen door on a submarine, right? They don't have windows. You can't see. Yeah, they completely. It's like flying a plane through a storm. You have to friggin' use your instruments, and that's what they have to rely on. Yeah. Another part that's really tense. You brought it up, how tense this movie is when they're making the run through the. They're going to Thor's Twins. I can't remember the name of the route.
Yeah, the canyon.
Red Route 1. When they're going through that, and he keeps telling them to change the speeds and everything. They keep having to recalculate, and you can tell the guys are scared out of their minds. He's going to screw it up. Yeah, pretty cool.
And and they think that they're going too fast. Absolutely. Right. And you said you're in the military.
I was a military policeman when I was a kid. Straight out of high school to get college money. I did it for 3 years. Yep.
And just to leap off of that just for a moment, I want to welcome Wes Cagle and Naladoc. Thank you guys for joining.
Hello.
I'm so happy both of you are here. But I wanted to read something. When I posted, oh my goodness, there's yet Max Redstone too. Welcome to Max. I need to read something, Max, and I will talk to you in just a minute. So when I was posting the advertisement for this broadcast, somebody reached out to me and told me a little story about their life. It was the brewing sailor, and so this is the guy. So he commented on my live stream. He couldn't be here today. I asked him if he wanted to come on, but he has history with this film, and I wanted to share it because he shared it with me, and so I have to. I'm gonna put it in second person because I don't want it to sound like I did any of this amazing stuff. So he was the brewing sailor shared his story with me, and he said when he was in 6th grade, his father served as an officer in naval intelligence, and they went to go sea hunt for Red October. So he was just a kid then, and so Max is very loud with the keyboard. So, oh wait, was that not Max?
I'm using a different keyboard and a different microphone setup. I'm
sorry.
Whatever the word is, I file a formal protest. Anyway,
my apologies. Let me see. Was it I don't know who's beating up the keyboard, but
not me.
I don't know how to type.
Okay. Anyway, so the brewing sailor sent me his story when he was 12 years old. He saw this movie with his dad, and his dad was an officer in the naval intelligence in 66 to 72. And they watched a whole bunch of World War II Navy movies like Run Silent, Run Deep. They were Expendable, In Harm's Way, Midway, and Tora, which I almost wanted to review at one point because I was looking into movies like this. And Brewing Sailor's dad became a CPA after the Navy, and they really what spoke to both of them was Tom Clancy's attention to detail. The John McTiernan, who also spoke to him with his ability to frame action and suspense. And he says that everyone remembers the main players of Connery and Baldwin, but for his father and him, it was the rest of the ensemble that made the movie. Sam Neill as Ramus's XO, Bora Denton, and Scott Glenn as the prototypical American sub-skipper, Bart Mancuso, Courtney B. Vance as STS2, Sonar Tech Subs Second Class, Jonesy, who tracked the Red October, Fred Dalton Thompson as the American Admiral, and all of those. And so, but then the Brewing Sailor says that 14 months later, his dad had a stroke. And by the time that happened, he was, the Brewing Sailor was already doing his own Navy career. So they never watched another movie again after that. But they still talked about this movie a lot. And he lost his dad 3 years ago with full military honors. And he says at the end here, "Rest in peace, Lieutenant Joseph R. Smith, USN. As we say in the Navy, fair winds and following seas on your soul's next journey, Dad, and bravo, Zulu, for a long life well lived."
Bravo, Zulu.
Yeah.
I'm going to say something typically fatuous. Like John McTiernan paid glorious attention to detail, but less than 75%, only 75% of the people on this actual sub were Russian. So I'll point them out to you.
Well, yes, this is true. This is true. And I definitely, that does stand out for sure. But it's a movie. They're actors. They can pretend. So I'm okay with some of that.
It's an acceptable kitsch.
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah, I appreciated that the fact that they actually started in Russian. It was pretty cool. I'm not a particular fan of reading subtitles in films, so I did appreciate the transition.
Yeah, it was great the way they did that.
Smooth. Yes, it was very smooth.
Yeah. Did you ever see the movie Firefox?
Oh yeah,
Clint Eastwood?
With Clint Eastwood. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you must think in Russian. Think in Russian.
Okay, so
I also liked that they changed back at one point too for the Russian because
that's right.
Because they would speak not in English to each other when they're later on because they don't trust the Americans
They started in English and they started in Russian and then went to English and went back to Russian, but they never actually went to English. It's just for our benefit.
When that pig Putin made the transition, it was very elegant.
Yes.
Right, just saying Armageddon. Yeah.
Armageddon.
So, Scotty, I want to ask your history with this film.
I'm in the same boat. I saw it in the theater, and I did see it with my dad when it came out, and it was amazing. It wasn't until after I saw the movie that I read the book, and I prefer the movie simply because, yes, there's an incredible amount of detail in the Tom Clancy novel, and it does get to a point where you're like, I could build a submarine based on the information that you're giving me. But I adore this flick. I've seen it at least 10 times. And so, yeah, I think this is even the movie that started me interested in attempting a Sean Connery accent. But this is also my favorite Jack Ryan movie.
Well, and Alec Baldwin does a good job.
He's the best Jack Ryan ever, if you ask me.
I second those.
Scotty, since you read the book, would you agree that Jack Ryan is the anti-James Bond? He's not an agent. He's an analyst. Yeah. He's a brilliant guy, but he's an analyst. He's what you and I would be if we were put in that situation.
Yes.
He's an analyst who made a fortune as a stockbroker, so he got to turn down disability.
Right. Exactly. But I wanted to ask you, Scotty, since you read the book, the thing that's missing from the movie for me is in the book, you get more of a sense that World War III almost happened over this incident. I mean, you get a taste of it in the movie, but there's a lot more of it in the book. What's going on the surface? What the surface fleet's looking for them and stuff. They touch on it.
The tension is there.
Yeah,
I think about our friend Raymond Feliciano, and we're a group of us are doing a narration of his book, and it's a space battle in the future. And it's like, you got to think, the book is gonna get altered down in the movie. So I imagine, reading the book. I mean, I read the book and like, oh my God, there's so much detail in here. But I read it as a kid.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. There is a parallel with that, and shout out to King Dolphin, who is here in the chat and listening while he's working, as you mentioned that. And he does put a lot of detail in his book too. And so, Max, what's your history with this movie?
I did not see this in theaters, but I saw it on home video. I have always loved this movie for various reasons. Even if it was only superficial, the way it looked, the way it sounded, and of course, I've always been a military geek. It's something I studied when I was studying political science, and I've always been able to go down the rabbit hole of nuclear war. So this kind of touched on a lot of bases for me. But it's a really interesting story. It's based on a real life Soviet naval story, and not on a submarine. But it is. I have found slightly different ways to love it. And even though I mock it in fatuous ways, I still love it. It's still wonderful filmmaking. The actors, both lead and supporting, chew up the scenery, which is exquisite. And this is, as Scotty pointed out, and I will second, this is Aqua Velva Alec Baldwin as Jack Ryan. I mean, the stuff that he did as Aqua Velva Alec Baldwin is the reason why his existence is still tolerated today.
As long as no one gives him any more weapons, but
yeah,
they do in this movie. But we'll talk about that later.
Yeah,
but this was right when his career really was blowing up on screen. I mean, he'd had a TV career. He was Knots Landing for several seasons, and then he had Beetlejuice. And then it just blew up in the early 80s there. He was fantastic in everything he did back then.
And this movie was a worldwide phenomenon.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and speaking of which, Nala Doc, thank you for joining us today. What's your
I have plenty of time now that I'm unemployed.
Oh, man.
I lost my job. They let me go last week. So 24 years they axed me. So here I am, finally being able to make one of your...
Well, on the bright side.
Oh, yeah. What's the bright side, Max?
I was only being semi-fatuous there. So.
Oh my God.
I am sorry.
Oh man. So, yeah, I'm really sorry about that.
Oh, shit happens.
What is your history with this movie? When did you first watch it?
I was there opening weekend. And my history with it, other than rewatching it, I am a massive fan of Basil Polidor's score.
Ooh, yes.
And
thank you.
that Hymn to Red October, the opening, is just a wonderful piece of music.
And it won an award too, didn't it, for that?
That I'm not sure of. I was 20 when this came out. Oh
yeah, it won.
I was so young.
I'm embarrassed to say that I neglected to mention that, and I fully agree. I listen to parts of the score to this day.
Yeah, same here. It's on my permanent playlist.
Yeah.
Very, very excellent score. But there were so many films back in that era with just amazing scores, and now everything's kind of generic. Yeah. I can't think of the last movie score I purchased. It's just, they're all kind of forgettable.
It's all crap. It's all crap.
It'll all be AI slop in any day now. So
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, the award was actually for the sound editing, and
There you
and the sound effects. Okay, gotcha. But the music's great too. I do agree. It was composed and conducted by Basil, like you said,
mm-hmm.
Polydorus,
Polydorus.
Oh, Doris.
and performed by the Hollywood Studio Symphony. And it's got a 10 melodies.
Back in the day where you knew where your union dues were going.
Yeah. Oh, hey, I wanted to ask you, Max. You saw it
Yeah.
on videotape first. Was it a red one? Because I keep seeing the red VHS tapes.
No, it was not. It was just, because it was just a regular old black one from Blockbuster.
Oh, okay, nice.
Well, and
I've
They
never
Paramount
released,
seen
they
it.
released it in
just
red plastic.
yeah,
I've never seen
Well,
that.
Oh,
yeah, they did
Wow.
that for Ghost as well. Another Paramount production. That was a white tape.
Oh, keeper. Sorry,
Uh-oh.
I just rolled over the dog's tail.
You don't want to do that.
Party
It's not a good
foul.
thing.
I didn't know she was behind me.
Okay, so Wes Cagle, what's your history with this movie?
Well, yeah, I did not see it in the theater. I missed it in the theater, but I was working as a assistant manager at a video store at the time, and so I could watch anything I wanted to. They encouraged us because they wanted us to be familiar with anything and everything. So I watched pretty much the entire inventory at the store. This way we can talk to the customers about things, and that's when I was able to take it home for free, and I watched it. And I'm like Scotty, I've seen this movie. I can't even count the number of times that I've seen this film. It's fantastic, and I just rewatched it before the stream so that I could, because I hadn't seen it in probably a couple years now. So I wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything, that had slipped my mind. But one of the things that's been said here before, and it stands out, and it is exactly, I agree 100%. This is not only great a Baldwin performance as Jack Ryan. It is the only Jack Ryan. Sorry,
Yeah.
Ben Affleck. Sorry, Harrison Ford. This is Jack Ryan. There is no other Jack Ryan. This is who Jack Ryan is. The other guys are not Jack Ryan. Sorry.
Well, it's hard to
they're not.
believe. It's hard to believe that Harrison Ford wouldn't want to get in a fight, right? And
Right.
like I said, if you read the books, he's not the guy that wants to be in. He just ends up in the middle of it all. He doesn't go out looking for a fight. He always ends up in the middle of it.
That's why throughout this movie he keeps saying, "I should have sent a memo."
Yeah.
Next time, Jack, send a goddamn memo.
A memo.
And working at a video store, I have to say, I do remember the red cassette. I've actually went and found a picture of the red cassette. We had the white Ghost cassette at our store, and I had there was a red one at our store as well. I don't own a copy of the red one, but I own a white copy of Ghost somewhere.
That's
Very
awesome.
neat. Just for a little production history, the producer Mace Neufeld optioned the novel, and so that's how they got the rights to make it. And then they had screenwriters Larry Ferguson and Donald Stewart work on the screenplay. Let's see, what else did they do? Of course,
Graphics by Commodore 64.
Yeah, right.
oh yeah, no, that looks pretty good. I like what's on the screens.
Peak. It's like, it looks like something out of that scene in Escape from New York where they got all the wire stuff. But yeah, it's typical of the time. This is the kind of graphics they love to put for us at the time.
Another-
1990.
Oh, go
I
ahead.
see old Bird there in the chat says I don't watch movies without women, so didn't see this one. A little bit of
Gates
trivia here.
McFadden.
One of the few women that's shown is Jack Ryan's wife.
Yeah.
And the first girl to play her was the girl that was the doctor on Next
Yep,
Generation.
Gate
Yes.
McFadden.
Yes.
Gate
McFadden.
McFadden. Yes.
there's-
He
All
does a
of my
terrible
friends-
British accent here, though, too.
Yes, it was horrible.
Jack,
Yes.
you're going to be late.
Well,
Yes,
and
It's 2 glasses of water. You're going to be late, Jack.
It's a
It's
fun
too
I know
lines.
you guys are big Star Trek fans, so I figured I'd point that out.
Well,
Yeah.
and
Beverly
this
Crusher.
game, this movie has a game with it because there are so many Star Trek actors throughout the film. It is, hey, I know you. So as we go through, I'm looking forward to playing the game.
Mhm.
Yay, hooray. Well, also what makes this film really special is that the Navy gave the filmmakers access to lots of their stuff. So like the Los Angeles class submarines, and they were able to film in the Chicago and Portsmouth and use all sorts of things, helicopters and assets from the military
Yeah.
that makes this movie pretty special.
What's
Well,
funny
it was
about the
still right
military
on-
is that that's what they always do. They will give you all the access you want so long as you paint them in a favorable light.
Yep.
If it's not, they will not
Cut you
give you
off.
access to anything. Yes.
Funny.
And this-
Well, I
funny
don't
sto-
blame them. You can't blame them. So
Funny
No, not at
story.
all.
There's a scene in Crimson Tide where they are filming the ship about to submerge. That was actually the Alabama, which was filmed without authorization by Tony Scott, and that is
Oh.
where they cut him off.
Wow.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's odd considering how
Oh,
much PR he did for Top Gun.
Well,
That's interesting. Okay,
They-
so they'll let you use their stuff as long as you're saying nice things.
yeah. There was a nuclear war movie called The Day After, which
Yep.
people in my generation will be familiar with.
Yep.
The U.S. military did not the footage from the U.S. military was from another production. They would not officially complete their cooperation because the producers, Nicholas Meyer, who made Star Trek 2 and 6, would not go along with, okay, we have to make sure that the Soviets do the first strike.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that was a scary movie. I remember that was a television movie, right?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you see
Scared the hell out of everybody back then. Yeah.
So you see scenes from the U.S. military, but it's stock footage and what is something called First Strike, which is a special about the MX missile, which was from another production.
Yep.
Very neat, very neat. And so I want to thank Old Man Bird for this super sticker. What is it of? It is of a hippo with the backwards cap and a thumbs up. Thank you, Old Man Bird, for the super sticker. And when we get to a certain scene, I'll play a little bit of the movie. But for this super sticker, thank you a bunch. And Franco Walker says, "Have a drink every time you see a Star Trek actor."
Watch out, you'll be
We might
drunk.
be in
Oh
danger.
no, Scotty's.
Oh no!
done.
Don't. I don't know if that's. You know what? I got to say hi to the chat. And so, very first in the chat was DBB, who says this was a great movie pick. And then we have, of course, Raymond Feliciano. Thank you so much for listening. And Franco Walker is amazing. He's here too. Alan Trioscillator's here, as well as Keith E., one of his favorite movies. Let's go towards the torpedo. Yeah, that's a great
Yeah,
part. That's a
man.
great part.
He's turning into the torpedo, mother of God.
Yeah, that was a great delivery.
Thor's
His
twins.
part,
That's right.
his
Thor's
part
twins.
wasn't.
That's where they find them.
PG calls his biceps Thor's twins. Oh, very nice. And Maddie's daddy is here. One ping only, please. Okay, one ping.
Oh, wait.
Be Vasily.
Give me a ping, Vasily. One ping only, please.
Penny.
Penny's here.
Penny.
Yeah, Penny.
Is it
She's
possible
going
to
shopping.
deliver that line without doing it in his Scottish Russian accent?
No.
No.
I don't think it's possible.
Could probably do.
Give me a ping.
without-
One ping only, Vasily. It is possible, but not
Too
recommended.
Irish.
Oh,
Let me hear
you're
it in
right.
Canadian, Scotty.
Oh man.
Give me a ping, eh?
Hey,
One ping only.
hey, buddy, give me a ping, guy.
I ain't your buddy, pal.
Yeah, this one was definitely made for the big screen.
Oh, for sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah, agreed. I would like to see it in the big
Yeah,
screen. But anyway,
this-
this movie does start with an opening. You know, it tells you this is in the cold. It's set in the Cold War, and that it's a Typhoon class submarine. Let's see, where's my things? And then it sink, and so. Well, and that's the story. That's the
None of what you're about
what the
to
world
ever
thinks.
happen.
God.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, 1984. I was working for Ronnie Reagan back then. I was stationed.
God, I
on
was only a sophomore in high school.
I was 18, but I was stationed. No, I turned 19 that summer. I was stationed on Fort Hood, Texas at the time.
And this was at a time when 1983 was really a second peak of Cold War
Oh, yeah.
tension between that second peak, the first peak being the Cuban
Kennedy
Missile
administration.
Crisis.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, the
Yeah.
first time we had a seemingly nuclear supremacy, then we decided, oh, these nuclear weapons are dangerous. We should get rid of a bunch of them. And the Soviets decided it's something different. And 83 is when tensions really topped off.
Yeah, I was in basic training that fall, and you know they do a lot of conditioning when you're waking up first thing in the morning and you hear a bunch of news broadcasts, and the thing we heard every morning was about the Korean airliner that got
Yeah.
shot down over Russia, and we
Yeah.
heard about that every day. You know, yeah,
And-
tensions
and-
were
and-
high. We weren't buddies with the Russians at all at that time. The wall
Yep.
was still up.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah, no. And we didn't
Yeah.
yet have Gorbachev in to kind of level things out. We had in '84 it was still Chernenko, I think.
Chernenko or Andropov.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we had that succession of about 5 PMs
There was a
like
bunch
in a
of them.
row. Yeah, who just kept dying off.
Well, and that's why Sean Connery almost didn't take the role, because he thought, oh no, this isn't accurate to what current times are. But he didn't see, his script didn't have that beginning crawl that said it was before Gorbachev.
Right. For some reason I recall a story about Sean Connery getting the script to this, and it didn't have the first page. And so he was, as you said, he was like, this isn't accurate. This is just fantasy. And it was, and without that prologue that gives it that air of mystery from your alphabet agencies covering things up. It's awesome.
I like this little transition there where they originally put the title in Russian and it switches over so we can read it.
Yeah,
it's cool.
That's pretty cool.
That's cool too.
Me too. Oh, Sigvaldason is here now, and he remembers those days. The media thought the Soviets were going to nuke us during the Reagan years.
Well,
Lying sacks of garbage. The press.
Well, they had amassed a vast. Like I said, their attitude for the 20 years after the Cuban Missile Crisis was, wow, these things are dangerous, like us, but unlike us. They said we need to get a bunch more, and so they had a bunch more, and maybe they weren't technologically the best, but they had a lot of them.
Raymond says he saw it in the theater in Arkansas.
Nice.
Cool.
I think I saw it on Fort Hood. I think I saw it there.
Oh.
Still in Skarsgård. Yeah. Oh my gosh. He was
There you
young in this movie.
He's in it?
Yeah. He's the
what-
sub commander that's chasing him. Yeah.
Sitting on the bottom like an adult
it's-
schoolboy.
Yep.
Was
We're
he
going
in,
to
was
kill
he
a
in
friend, you'll
the,
get
the
it.
He's
One at a
Tupolev.
time, guys.
He's Tupolev.
Oh my God. I did
We're
not.
We're going to kill a friend, you'll get it.
Was
Going
he
to
in
kill
the Alien, the remake, the prequel? I think he was in the
Stellan
prequel. I gotta
Skarsgård?
look him up
I don't
now.
think so.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
gotta
know.
look him up now. Let me look up.
In the MCU, he's the scientist in Thor.
Yeah.
So Old Man Bird, these are the only two ladies in this movie, is Carolyn Ryan and Sally. And Sally needs 2 bedtime stories and a glass of water.
No, 2 bedtime stories and 2 glasses of water.
Oh, right. And there she is.
There's
Hey, Bev.
There's Gates McFadden, Beverly Crusher on Star Trek The Next
Dr.
Generation.
Beverly.
Well, and it's unfortunate she didn't get to come back for any of the subsequent follow-ups, but it was because of Alec Baldwin. He said he was holding out for more money, and they had originally pitched it so that it was going to be Harrison Ford, but Harrison Ford didn't want to do it because it focused too much on Ramius, and so he passed on it. Then when the sequel, when Patriot Games came out, Alec Baldwin was holding out for more money, and they basically said, you know what, we could get Harrison Ford for that much. So they did.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Those movies
And
are
they
good.
did.
Clear and
Wow.
Present Danger and Patriot Games are good, but I think they would have been better with Baldwin in them.
Oh, yeah.
because
Well,
he's
I
more
think-
believable as a guy that doesn't want to get involved in these things.
Well, and I think you're right about Harrison Ford being like, how can you believe Harrison Ford's not going to get into a fist fight in the third
Right.
act? And that's
There's-
what happens with the Jack Ryan movies, is that it's a Jack Ryan movie until the end of the movie, and then it turns into the Harrison Ford fisticuffs.
Yeah, exactly. Both of them do. Yeah.
Yeah, but only at the end when he has to. So that makes sense to me. I like that. And so he's going on his trip. And the stewardess suggests that he goes to sleep, but he cannot sleep on a plane because of turbulence. He gets a little nerdy about it. Solar radiation heats the Earth's crust. Warm air rises, cool air descends. I don't like that.
He was being an ass.
Yeah, he was a little dismissive of her. I looked up Stelly, the Swedish actor. He was in he was oh no, I'm sorry. He wasn't the guy. Never mind. He wasn't the guy. That's what I meant to say. He wasn't the guy that I thought he was in
In Prometheus?
No.
He was talking about some Alien prequel, and I haven't
Alien.
seen
No,
an
not Alien. The Thing.
Oh, The Thing.
Oh, well, that's still an alien.
Yeah, so the prequel for The Thing. Yes, that was my bad.
No
And
worries.
so, of course, welcome to James Earl Jones in the movie.
Oh,
So he's
Jack
catching up.
Boy.
great
That
character.
was
Yes.
a great James Earl Jones impression.
Thank you.
Hey, and hello to JT Kirk. Hail. Great to see you.
Hey, JT.
Oh, sadly, Alec Baldwin was no Jack Ryan in real life. Oh,
No.
too bad. No, but he played a good one though.
He must have stayed at a Holiday Inn.
You've got to admit, sir, he did play the part pretty damn well.
Yeah. And at this point, lots of the cast actually had military service some of them did anyway. Sean Connery served in the Royal Navy, Scott Glenn in the United States Marine Corps, and James Earl Jones in the Army. So that's part of the movie. And so let's see. They're catching up and they're learning about why is Jack here? It's because the British Navy has some pictures of a submarine, a new one that they've never seen before. It's got these mysterious doors. What are they? And
Well,
so they're gonna figure it out.
it's a new Typhoon class, but it has some very odd features.
Yeah, it has some weird doors. It's 12 meters longer than normal, and they're really very big to begin with. 175 meters long.
And this
So
is
longer than that.
Can we talk? This is another scene where the acting is fantastic between them. They go from just casual, hey, how's it going, how's the family, to all of a sudden James Earl Jones shifts to what's got you so upset that you get you on a plane in the middle of the night, kind of thing, to seriousness. I mean, it is brilliant between these two guys. This scene is great.
Yep, it is. And he alludes to Skip Tyler. He wants to show these pictures to a civilian. Of course, he's got to get clearance for that. But Skip Tyler is played by, I believe the man's name is Jeffrey Jones.
Yeah, we don't talk about him much.
And he's
We
He has to
talk
get
about
clearance 9 times.
Right, 9 times. But Alec Baldwin and him were in Beetlejuice together. So
Yes.
This submarine is a first-class ticket to nowhere.
Oh, and they also name drop Ramius, so that's the first time they talk about him.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's pretty cool that during this scene, Jack is talking to him like he's giving him all this information, like the CIA is blind. Yet at the end there, James Earl Jones drops, hey, we caught Red October leaving Polyonics Inlet this morning.
Right.
Yeah,
he wants him to have a car there right now because he wants to find out what this is all about. Yep.
And this is realistic because we not only would we have a submarine watching outside of that part of Scandinavia. Also, the Murmansk, the Norwegians the Norwegians, the Swedish, the Finnish, they all have anti-submarine aircraft patrolling at all times. So,
Well, and hey, big ups to British intelligence.
yep.
They're good at what they
That's
do.
an oxymoron.
But
This player is acting weird.
No, she's a very precocious 5.
There it goes.
She announced to Caroline and I the other day that her life would be considerably less lonely if we were to buy her a baby brother.
at which point we pointed out that human trafficking is illegal. And her heart was crushed.
That's not necessarily the part I wanted to play, but I wanted to play something.
You know, the little girl that plays the daughter, she only has a really short moment on the screen, but she's very good. She was very good.
And then
She
they
was,
hired
she was.
Thora Birch.
Yeah. Whole bunch of recasting.
Yep.
Let's see if it plays.
What's important enough to get you on a plane in the middle of the night?
I love the camera work
British
there.
intelligence obtained the
That was it. That was what I wanted. I didn't think we could have the live stream without hearing his voice just a little bit.
You got to hear the voice, right? Mufasa. Ooh, say it again.
Mufasa.
It tingles.
There's stuff happening, Ray. There's stuff happening, Jack. We have to get on an elevator. The type you use a key for. Now follow me.
Oh, they'll
JT.
come, Ray.
Yeah.
They'll come.
Oh, Sigvaldson read the books, and it made sense that Jack Ryan stayed on the carrier versus the nonsense with flying out to the Dallas.
But
Oh, I did not realize that was different in the book. I did not know that.
I don't know. I think it was kind of fun. That nonsense was.
That's one of the best parts of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was a brilliant tension builder.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
We'll get. Oh, go ahead.
In terms of the globe trotting, like everything's on the move, and Jack is the main player, and we have to follow him and go to the next destination. So it does ramp everything up, and it does feel like a journey. I like that aspect of the story, and also like in terms of while I highly recommend reading the book, it can get a little technical, and so. Stripping away those details while getting a better understanding of the story and all the machinery involved is great when you're reading the book. I like how this is just at a good clip. Like it is. Yeah. I would say this is almost a perfect movie.
Good pacing.
I mean, you have multiple characters taking the journey, and they all have different desires about what should be there when they get there, but they're all going along at the same pace. Yeah. And it really is well paced.
Yeah, not only different characters, but different settings. And the director of photography decided that to help the audience know which submarine they were in, they used different lighting for each submarine. Blue for the Red October, green for the Alpha class Konavalov, and red for Dallas. So you can tell there's some red in the Dallas right here.
Cool. And now we have the great Horatio Caine being taught sonar here. So,
Pavarotti.
Well, and I don't know the name of the actor, but here is another Star Trek because he was in Tapestry.
David Caruso, was he?
That's not David Caruso.
Not David Caruso. It's Ned Vaughn.
Playing. Okay.
That might be David Caruso's older uncle.
I'm mistaking every actor in this film now.
But yeah, he in Tapestry, the Flashback Q episode, he was the classmate of Jean-Luc and that pretty lady.
Ensign Platinides.
I always remember him from Law and Order: Criminal Intent. He was the second boss on that show.
Yeah, he was the
but
DA.
He's been in a bunch. Yeah,
right. I say the boss. He was the district attorney on that show. Yeah.
So Ned Vaughn was in a Star Trek episode, Tapestry. That's
Tapestry.
Great.
Yeah. He plays the guy that wants to play wants to fight the Nausicaans.
Oh, that one. Okay. Yes.
Come on, Johnny. We gotta fight. No, my heart.
And so we got Seaman Jones. He's teaching, like you said, he's teaching Beaumont about how to find whales and stuff, and he's amazing.
He was a great character.
In the book, it says that he went to Caltech, but he pulled some sort of prank, which people at Caltech at the time were legendary for, and he was asked to take some time off from that institution.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. And so let's see, where am I in my notes here? There's
Well, and in terms of the operations, it's fantastic just in terms of getting a very quick, fast, and loose understanding of what everybody's responsibilities are on a submarine. And so I don't think I'd ever paid attention to the sonar technician before, but I love Jonesy. I love Courtney B. Vance in this flick. He's just great. And gives you just enough information to sort of have a grasp on what is going on with the sonar, but it's good. It's good.
Thank you, Scotty. That's what I was looking for, Courtney B. Vance. That is exactly the name I was searching my notes for, so you saved me there.
Oh, I thought you guys knew his name. I've got the cast right in front of me.
Yeah. I do too,
Courtney
but
B. Vance, yep.
Doing so many things. So, yeah, he's teaching Beaumont about the signal algorithmic processing systems. And so, but then the chief guy is interrupting with some story that we don't really get to hear too much about the story, but it helps develop Jonesy as the character who loves music, who's really great at listening.
I think it's like the storyline that I alluded to that wasn't put in there. It's like to make him seem brilliant but still aloof.
Yeah,
he's brilliant, and it still surprises me every time. Like, he's like, oh well, that's what that is. He's not even wearing it. He hears something and he knows what it is without even looking at the instrumentation, and then the computer agrees with him.
Well, and that's that interaction between Mancuso and Jonesy, where Mancuso's kind of busting his chops and being like, $4 billion computer says
$40 million computer says you're chasing a volcano. No, sir, I have all the paperwork. Relax, Jonesy, you sold me.
Yeah. And even that relationship, it's I don't know. I kind of see this as being another one of those almost Star Trek movies, just because of the capital ships and the slow movements and everything being sort of claustrophobic, like it would be in a spaceship.
Well,
and
Star Trek
people...
at its heart, is a naval story. It's a military naval story. It really is.
Well,
maybe exploration, but the ranks and everything are set up just like the military.
Yeah.
So there's a part later on in the movie where Raymond decides not to open up his torpedo bays to act like he's going to fire, and that exactly reminds me of a Star Trek movement of sometime where Picard would be like, no, don't lower shields, right?
Yeah. Well, and that's I rewatching this morning. I'm watching it, and it was like, oh, so this is all about how the Russians got a cloaking device.
Yep, that's it.
That's okay,
exactly
Ryan.
Yeah.
My Morse is so rusty, I might be sending him dimensions for Playmate of the Month.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And they have different levels of aggression. I mean, you notice they talk about not opening the doors so you can't fire, but they know that they flooded the tubes, so they're ready to go at a moment's notice, but they're not at that, DEFCON 1 kind of.
Flood the tubes. Do not open the doors.
Yeah.
Calculate how to attack, but don't do it yet. So JT Kirk says, plot twist: Jack Ryan rode the Stein Ep Express to get out of the submarine.
He wrote it backwards so it wouldn't catch anything, but he's saying
no comment. No comment.
I didn't realize it until after I read it. I see what you're saying, JT Kirk.
I don't think Jack wrote it, but I think the other guy from Beetlejuice wrote it.
Let's definitely leave that out. I love it when Americans say photon torpedo away.
Photon torpedo away.
Yes. Oh, thank you for bringing us some motion picture goodness here, JT Kirk. Glad to have you here. Mark Harkness says Scott Glenn spent time on a real sub shadowing the captain, being treated the same way as the sole exception that the skipper said if I tell you to go to your quarters, you do so without question. Yeah, exactly. And Scott Glenn just all that time he spent with the captain, he basically used him as his character, so he became that captain.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
There's little things in the movie that people in the military really appreciated. Like there's a part in the movie where he's trying to get downstairs to see Alec Baldwin's character Jack Ryan rather quickly, and he hollers, "Make a hole!" And if you hear that on a boat, period, that everybody steps aside and gets out of the way so the commanding officer can run down the stairs if he wants to.
Yep.
And that's just something that a lot of people in the military would know, and a lot of civilians wouldn't. He's not being a butthead. He's trying to get from point A to point B as fast as he can. You know, it's pretty neat stuff. They really laid on the details in this movie. They really did.
Yeah, and how Jonesy calls the guy who's relaying the Pavarotti story.
Mhm.
He calls him Cobb. You know, instead of
Chief of the
captain,
boat.
chief of the boat. Yeah, he calls him Cobb, which is
Yeah.
what it was called.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Although he doesn't get a name though, does he? But he's not important.
I think they do say his name at one point.
I think
but
I think it's Mr. I think it's
Oh, that's right. They do say his
Mr.
name.
Johnson.
No.
it's like have
Johnson.
him report.
Watson, I think. Yeah, Chief
Watson. Chief
Yeah.
Watson with his sidearm.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
There it is. Thank you, guys. Okay, so then this is Captain Borodin, and he's XO to Raymond.
Sam Neill.
Ramis.
Neill.
Yeah, Sam Neill.
And he's great in this movie. I think setting aside his bad Russian accent, it's still really good.
Yeah, Sam Neill's one of those guys that's great in anything he does. He really is.
Yes.
I think the first movie I ever
Agreed.
saw him in was the third Omen movie.
Same here.
Yeah, that was the first one I ever saw him in.
The final
Digging.
conflict
Mm-hmm.
before it was rebranded as an Omen 3.
Right.
So they couldn't obviously. It wouldn't make any sense to film on the actual submarine, so they used sound stages on Paramount, and they made mock-ups of the submarines, very extensively detailed mock-ups that look exactly like the
large
ship.
mock-ups of the out. Of
Yeah,
the exterior.
yeah, and they set them up on gimbals and everything.
Well,
And-
and it's kind of similar to the filming of the original series in terms of the detail on the ship on the Red October was only done on the left side. So whenever they had to show the right side, it was basically just flip the film, flip the negative.
Right.
But yeah, it very very detailed on one side, not so much on the other. And apparently, it never touched water at all. This is all special effects with like dry ice and animation to make it look underneath.
And I want to say hello to Nim Nim Nim, who says Scotty sees Star Trek everywhere, even in the supermarket. The mushrooms look like an Enterprise dish. The sweet potato is like the Doomsday Machine. Wait a minute.
There you go.
I thought that was the ice cream. The ice cream.
got
It's the waffle cones.
I
The
have
waffle
to
cone.
say,
Yeah.
I have to say in this scene that the political officer really. Let's see who played the political officer.
Peter Firth.
Peter Firth does this wonderful job of just being a little greasy communist weasel,
Yeah.
That's right. He does.
and his
That's
name
why I
is
got-
Putin.
That's why I got this particular screenshot. Privacy is not a major concern in the Soviet Union.
Right.
Your sub. This sub belongs to the people of the Soviet Union.
When he says that line, I always think, Raimi should have said to him, "Well, aren't I a people of the Soviet Union?"
Right. Don't I count as part of that? Yeah.
So
Well,
George-
you automatically don't trust this guy because he's been going through his things.
Oh,
You know?
right.
Yeah.
And he's extensively going through his books, and he's concerned about the things that he highlights and underlines. But so Raimi says, those are my wife's books.
Yeah.
And we
what-
established
I keep them for sentimental
Yeah.
value.
How can you come back? How can you even postulate a comeback when somebody references, "Well, that's my dead wife's stuff"? How dare you?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Who ends up
Yeah.
being the whole reason why he's doing this, right?
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
It
Well,
is the
the-
1 year anniversary of her
Yeah.
passing.
Yep.
That's when he decided to do it. But really, her death is when he decides, you know what, this is they built this for one reason only, and we've got to get rid of it. And yeah, she obviously was concerned with the end of the world. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know what's funny is he decides that this boat has only one purpose: it's for first strike and to start a war, and he decides that the Americans need this technology to balance it out. It's almost as if he's the counterpart of the Rosenbergs, because that's the exact same reason the Rosenbergs gave for giving the secrets of the atomic bomb to the Russians, was that in a world where everybody has the bomb, it's much safer. I disagree with this, but that's kind of what it's kind of alluding to.
Well, but the fact is that the Russians, the Soviets, had their own bomb designed, but I believe it was Stalin wanted Beria to have the American design first. So that's why that is one of the reasons why the Rosenbergs were employed.
Mm-hmm. I want to say hello to Tony from Stark of Iron here. He's saying he's leaving a like and a love listening in while he's taking a break after his successful subscriber drive. I'm glad it was successful for you. Great news.
Good to see you, Tony. Love you, man.
And also hello to Canadian Spider-Man.
What Scotty's is this steaming garbage that Canadian Spider-Man is?
Hey, Spidey.
Hey.
I am actually a fan of Putin. Could be much worse. We started that crap. You're starting to sound like Eastern Canadian.
Yes.
I can't stay up for his bonfire streams anymore. I gotta go to bed earlier now. Yeah. Sucks.
Oh man. Watering the garden, sometimes he does stream during the day, so watch out for his daytime streams.
Sometimes
water, happens sometimes rarely. Fire. Watering the garden, having coffee, listening to this discussion about Sean Connery's beard. Have we actually mentioned his beard?
I would say this is probably my favorite Sean Connery look. I like the flat top. I like the beard. I'm just a big fan of his portrayal of Mark.
Yeah, he's got a nice wig in this one. Yeah,
he's got a very nice wig. I read something that he originally wanted to do a ponytail, and the cinematographer said no. It looks like a limp swinging dick.
And they actually filmed some of it. They had to refilm some scenes, according to that piece of trivia, if that is true. Wow. It does sound like something that could happen.
Well, I mean, Sean Connery had pattern baldness, so anytime you saw him with hair, it was always it was always
that's
makeup.
A piece. Yeah.
Oh, you guys are mentioning that.
He did get his wish to have a ponytail when he made Medicine Man.
Yep.
You're right.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, with Lorraine Bracco. Yeah. Very good film.
You guys already mentioned that Ramis has books from his wife that highlight some stuff about the end of the world. One of them was the Bible that he reads from Revelations, and the other one is, of course, from Oppenheimer concerning the atom bomb.
Well, he reads from the that Hindu text.
I have become death, the destroyer of worlds. Which was quoted by
where Vishnu becomes the 8-armed Krishna. That's it. Yes. Not Vishnu.
The Bhagavad Gita.
I get my Hindu gods confused here.
Well, Vishnu is Krishna, so just so you.
So I want to point out, as a mill geek, what is happening here. There are two keys to open the safe. This is what's known as the two-man principle. In America, yes, the president has sole authority to authorize the release of nuclear weapons. But after that, every operation involves at least two people and no lone operators.
Yep.
So
they actually show that at the beginning of the movie War Games from back in the 80s.
Yes, they do.
Yeah. And speaking of war games, that's what the mission is supposed to be. They're supposed to meet up with the other Russian submarine and have some war games.
Captain Tupolev at grid reference 5454-90.
Yes, there's very little room in Tupolev's heart for anybody but
very
Tupolev.
well about Tupolev.
Yes. But unfortunately for Ivan, that's not what Ramis wants to do, so he dispatches Ivan and makes it look like he slipped on his tea. And he basically cracks his neck.
I really don't think. I mean, the subtext in the scene is I don't think he was intending to kill him right away. I think he was going to try and talk him into joining him, but The guy
He
could
knew
tell in the middle of the conversation it was
Yeah.
not going to go that way.
He knew he was the weak link just to start off.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and this is because this keep in mind he was the political officer, and the political officer was second only was right up there with the captain in the XO, especially on a nuclear missile boat.
So then he burns up the mission orders and has some fake ones instead. So he's gonna do what he wants.
I always had a problem with this scene because he calls the doctor in the middle of burning. You should have burned the stuff and then waited a second because the doctor's going to show up or somebody's going to show up once you raise the alarm.
Yeah.
They're going to smell the
They're going to smell the smoke, aren't
smoke,
they?
yes.
It's a submarine. It's not
comrades,
like you can vent it out the window, right?
It is special security paper. It does not leave open. It is invented in Russia.
All right, so Jack is meeting up with Skip Tyler, played by Jeffrey Jones.
Yeah, this is a great scene because this is what gives the whole thing weight. This is where we find out that this thing was made for one reason: to destroy the East Coast without anybody even being able to react.
Yeah. Exactly. I love the fact. I love the fact that that every time Jack shows the photos of this sub, the people who know things, they always say the first thing is always, "What the hell are these doors for?"
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But also they also
could
show
be
off
a
the DSRV rescue sub, which is great because they change it so that it could hook up to any submarine in the world and get to it in 24 hours. So that's also a setup and payoff. My favorite movies have setups and payoffs.
Yep.
And this is one of them.
Hey, it can set for any submarine. I'm sure this won't come into the past. Just playing around here.
And so, as you said, they're investigating.
Why are you playing with models? Isn't that what he asked him?
Yeah.
Yes, they got you playing with models. Yeah.
Skip figures everything out on his own. He's a pretty bright guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he asks him at one point, "Would you want to launch an ICBM horizontally?" He goes, "Yeah, you could, but why would you?"
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
then he
you
figures
can launch
it
a
out
cruise
that quick. Yeah.
Because you could launch a cruise missile out of a torpedo tube.
Yeah.
No
Well,
problem.
the Russians already had by 1962 a nuclear tipped torpedo, so there's no reason for a vertical launch of an ICBM. So.
What is what? Oh, I don't know. Nim. I'm not sure.
Well, interestingly enough, the British nuclear deterrent is the same as our submarine deterrent. They lease our Trident II D5 missiles. They lease the missiles, not the warheads.
Oh, PG says the rescue sub is the Chekhov's gun as far as movie tropes go. So yeah, there you go. And hello to Kimberly Anhart. And Canadian Spider-Man says, "I'll be doing a fire in the daytime as soon as I get a chance. Lots of fun installations for Cash today, and it's windy, so sailboat time." So Canadian Spider-Man also has a sailboat now, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Great. And so we learn about the Caterpillar system because Skip Tyler figures it out. Just investigating these
hydrodynamic
pictures.
drive. It's like a jet engine for the water, but it's got no moving parts, so it's very quiet.
But he figures this out just because the doors run along the specific part of the axis. I say
the long axis of
the sub. Yeah. So he knows his subs, obviously.
And my favorite line of his is here. "It's doubtful our sonar would even pick it up, and if it did, it would sound like whales humping or a seismic anomaly."
Yeah. Another foreshadowing thing, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, because it also ties into Seaman Jones' ability to pick out whales sounds. So,
this thing could park a couple 100 warheads off in New York and Washington and New York, and no one would know anything about it until it was all over.
I love how he gives weight to it right there by telling the story about him and his father building a bomb shelter, and it makes you kind of scared because this thing could wipe us out without us even being able to react to it. So.
Well,
and this kind of thing is technically fictional, but there was something like it that was in development that was
Yeah, I
caused
I
a
don't know
little
the
bit of drama.
specifics, but I had heard rumor that this had been tried for years and
Yeah.
it never did work. But
Well, he says that about the Americans tried it, and they
Mhm.
couldn't get it to function properly. They couldn't get it to work. Yeah.
Yeah, and the scary thing about it is that it could park a couple of hundred warheads off
Well-
of off the coast of America. No one would
Well,
know anything until it was
yeah,
over.
during this time in the Cold War, from the 1960s on to the end of the Cold War, there was always a U.S. Air Force military version of a 707 flying over the United States at all times. There was always one airborne because that would be redundancy. Because if God forbid they caught us sleeping at the switch, there would be
Somebody's
some
up there
command and
watching.
control.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
Well,
So-
they had a I don't know when it ended, but they had Operation Chrome Dome, which was they had
yes.
the things
That-
flying continuously.
which
Yeah.
you would see in Doctor Strangelove.
Yes.
It's like the mob. It's like nuclear bombers in the mob. It's like, don't worry, we got the bombers deployed already.
Hmm. And so here we have Tim Curry playing Dr. Petrov, and
This cast is something else, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Even the support guys are dudes you've seen in 50 movies. You know. Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. And so he thinks that they're going to have to go to base and get a new political officer because we can't continue without a political officer. But Ramus shuts that down. And
But he's got the clout to do that because he's like the
He's a
senior
legend. Yeah.
guy. And
well, and
their
like
Navy
Max
stuff.
says, he's concerned. Tim Curry, wait a minute. Dr. Petrov is concerned because of what Max was talking about, needing two people to
Yeah.
have.
Yeah,
the
and he's
ability-
rightly concerned. The whole point
Yes.
of having two keys, he says it in the movie, is so that no one man can launch the missiles.
It may what arm
Yeah.
the missiles. It's like
Yeah.
I just find it hilarious. Like, Doctor, when I write the report on this, I will try and forget what you said. Oh, you mean about disregarding the core competency of
Well, no, that
operation
is-
and safe control, sir?
No, that is peak Soviet intimidation.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
the fear of being reported to the higher ups that you did something wrong.
Yep.
So, or said something wrong, or
Like-
thought something wrong.
It's like, hey, what's your name? Cook's assistant Loganov. I want you. To
I
witness
wondered
this.
why he didn't give the other one to his XO because he was in
Yeah,
on it.
exactly. Which
You know
would
what I
be
mean?
which would be the standard procedure.
But then
for the
again,
American
at this
but
time, we didn't know he was in on it, so maybe that's why they.
it's just interesting, and it's one of those dramatic liberties, and you kind of roll with it.
Yep.
But it's like Tim Curry, the guy from the guy from Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Picture
He's
Show,
the voice
yeah.
of reason on this
Yeah,
ship.
he's the voice of reason. Yeah,
Yes.
that's crazy.
So, just saying.
And he's always having to keep Dr. Petrov away from his secret plans. So
Yeah.
and
Yep.
and Cook's assistant Loganov is here just as a witness to what the captain's doing.
Sure,
And
he
Tim-
is.
Tim
Just a
Curry's
witness.
character
That's
is
all he
great, though.
does. Don't
Yeah.
worry about him.
Yeah.
The KGB,
Nothing
the
to
GRU
see.
has anyone on this boat, I would be the last to know about it.
Well, Tim Curry's character is great because you can see he is a dedicated communist. He loves the Soviet system. He loves his country, but he is not drinking the Kool-Aid like the political officer does.
Right.
Yeah, but he's also a foil to Ramius and his plans, which is necessary for later.
But like Jill said, he is, or I'm not sure who said it, but he is the voice of reason throughout the movie.
I said it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. He is the voice of reason throughout the movie. When they have the radiation accident later, he's the one that says, "We've got to get off this ship, man."
Yeah, well, he
You know?
becomes the useful idiot too for
Yeah.
Ramius, though, because he
Right.
plays right into the. We got to get him off this. Hey, how do you want to get a crew to get off a nuclear submarine, right?
How do you run off a nuclear? I know how they're gonna get him. I wrote a little. I have a little literary piece when that scene comes to. So.
Oh, okay. We will get to Alec Baldwin's shower scene later.
Finally, what we
Jilly.
came here to see.
Jill.
Yeah, back when he was still fit.
Aqua Velva Alec Baldwin.
He did get the at Dad Bob, didn't he? He kind of morphed somewhere in the mid '90s after this.
Yeah. It was that Kim Basinger.
Well, it happens to the best of
yeah,
us.
I forgot about that.
Back on the USS Dallas, and so Jonesy is still tracking the ship, and he realizes it's a submarine.
It's a brand new Typhoon.
Yes, Typhoon, and there were 6 others, so this one's going to be number 7.
Mm-hmm.
And that's actually true. That there were actually 6 of them in real life.
Yeah.
Scott Glenn is so great in this movie. He really is.
Yeah.
Love him.
I think it was
definitely.
We will
This
pass the American patrols past their sonar nets and lay off the largest city and listen to their rock and roll while we conduct missile drills.
Yeah, well, Scott's great because I imagine him if it was Admiral Halsey was on a submarine. I mean, he's great.
Right.
He's a true American.
Mm-hmm. Very cool.
Yes. Yeah. And of course, this is that scene that you started quoting from Max.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Old
Ramus
adversaries, the American Navy.
Sputnik and Yuri Gagarin. Oh my God! Yeah, I mean, if you know anything about the history between the U.S. and Russia, it's a pretty neat little pep talk he gives his crew. It really is.
Yep.
Yeah, the talking about they trembled at the sound of our rockets. Now they'll tremble at the sound of our silence.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's
And
awesome. It is great.
and with that they turn on the Caterpillar drive.
And disappear right in front of the Dallas.
Oh yeah, and Jonesy is baffled at first.
I could have sworn.
Yes.
I could have sworn I heard singing, sir.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, when they sing the Russian national anthem, that is fantastic scene.
Right, it is a fantastic scene because you get to see Sean Connery's character because he thinks about it beforehand and says, "Man, this is the last time we're going to do it."
You muffled.
The last time I'm going to hear
there
it.
you
It's
are.
what I saw. It's the last time I'm going to hear it. Let them sing. You know, he starts conducting them. Yeah, it's great. Oh man, I
let them
I get
sing.
goosebumps every time I think about this movie and all the stuff in it. Man, it's great.
Yeah.
Well, and the gentleman who starts off the singing of the national anthem, everyone's favorite Arnold Schwarzenegger sidekick, Sven Thorson. Everybody, big round of applause for Sven Thorson.
Yay, Sven!
Is he one of the weightlifters that used to run with Arnold? That's right.
Yeah, and then also
He's in
played
Cobra, right? Yeah.
played LaFours in Mallrats and was in Red Heat. He was in The Running Man. He basically, and I think
he was the security guy in The Running Man.
And I'm pretty sure both Conan movies as well. So
yeah.
Sorry, got to score some steroids.
That's a pretty good gig to have.
Oh, look at him! He said we're going to sail Havana, and he's making the hourglass shape. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Where the weather is warm, and so is the comradeship.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure to get that because like Eugene Bird said, there aren't many ladies in this movie, so
no, there aren't.
Just a reference to them.
Yep.
That's nice.
Confirmed. Women exist in the Hunt for Red October universe.
Well, they didn't allow females to serve on submarines back in 1984. So
no,
that's really
only
very
a recent
recent
development.
They didn't incorporate gender parity until down Periscope when Lauren Holly was on a submarine.
Down Periscope is hilarious.
Yeah, Frasier, baby.
That movie was a fatuous fantasy, Scotty, and you know it.
I do, but it was fun.
It was fun. It was still, yeah. And they get to toss wait a minute, Rob Schneider overboard.
Yep.
Rob Schneider, he is the man. I love Rob Schneider.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Rob Schneider is
Rob
the antelope.
Schneider.
A stapler.
Mark Harkness makes a good point here. The Russians still believe we sank the K-129.
No, we didn't. We just
we didn't, but they believe
we
it.
just
No, they believe.
We just mumbled. We just meddled about in the wreck.
That's all.
Well, that's what we always do. Every time the Russians lose some kind of thing in the deep ocean, we go to salvage it because we want to know what they have. Because they can't get down that far. They don't have the tech for it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
They can't hear us.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yep. That's a great scene.
He's grinning. He's like, "Yep, they can't hear us."
Yep. They didn't make any effort to hide themselves. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I heard singing. There you go. That's the
Mhm.
part that's great. He's like, I thought I heard singing when they went silent.
Oh man.
I thought I heard singing. What, Jonesy? Smoke over water?
Now his father-in-law is about to get the bad news.
Yeah. Oh, I love this. Like that's another. Yeah. That's
yeah.
another.
Just another day.
And he's so thrilled that he got a letter
then-
from Ramius at first until he reads it.
And then he walks into his office, and this guy with like a Wisconsin/New England accent is his assistant.
Mhm.
Hello, sir. How are you? How was the evening last night with the missus?
And whatever he wrote, it makes him drop his tea.
Does it
man.
really break the? Yeah, does it really break the immersion that much, Max?
No, it's just you know what? The scene is smooth. It's a smooth transition. It's just I'm me doing a little bit of voice acting here and there. You notice these things.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
And
couldn't they rush this guy up a little? But
Yeah.
anyway.
Well, but
you,
that's
you get that, yeah.
that's one of the running gags of Sean Connery. It's like, oh, so I'm in a movie called Highlander. Oh, so you're going to be playing a Scottish guy?
Yeah.
No, I'm going to be a Spanish guy in that one. Oh, okay. So what are you going to be in this Russian? You're going to be a Russian submarine captain. So are you going to put on a Russian accent? Nah, you pay for Connery, you get Connery.
Well, I'm
Topless
also.
Connery.
I don't
Whoa.
have any. I don't have any
Marco.
tea glasses like the tea glasses in this movie. I'm trying to decide whether or not I want that, where you have a regular glass and you put it in this little container that you drink from. That has a little
That's
handle.
very Russian. That is very Russian
Yeah.
with the
Okay.
way they drink the tea with the jam.
Didn't you see what happened to Putin? These things can be fatal if you don't handle them properly.
Well, I believe it's got a metal handle and a metal bowl to put the glass in. That way, the hot tea doesn't hurt or radiate into
Yes.
the rest of it. That's
I
Well,
like
yeah,
it.
and it also preserves the heat. Because if you hold a hot cup, your hand will absorb the heat and cool
Yep.
down with the contents inside. So yeah.
Peak
I love
teacup.
this scene here, man. Yeah, he finds out he's doing the briefing. He's like, "What? What are we doing down here?"
Wait, I barely know anything about this. Well, no one else knows nothing about that, so
Right.
you are in the lead.
Yeah, he's the one who's the most knowledgeable, so he has to do the briefing with the
Yeah.
Joint Chiefs and Jeffrey Pelt, the president's
Yeah.
national security advisor.
Played by Richard Jordan, and he's one of the gems of this movie.
Yes.
I love him. I'm a politician, which means when I'm not kissing babies, I'm stealing
I'm
their
stealing a
lollipops.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
my favorite-
that's his best line this movie.
It
yeah.
is.
My
It
favorite
also
part about
means
this
whereas
option.
I am dispensable. Yes.
My favorite part about this whole scene is what comes after the whole thing, where the exchange happens between Jack Ryan and the Admiral.
Yeah,
and
the general.
he says, "I'm sorry
do
what
you
I
know?
did,"
You're just
and
an
James Earl
analyst.
Jones tells him, "No, he was getting in your face, and you smacked him down like you should have." So,
Yeah.
In my
I told
opinion,
you
he
to speak your
deserved it.
mind, Jack, but Jesus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great.
oh, that's right. Yeah. Well, it wasn't. It was.
It's Army
that's right. It
general.
was. Yes. Right.
Yeah, it's Jeffrey Pelt that tells him that. Yeah.
Yes.
Also, Richard Jordan, famously, Francis, I forget the number, from Logan's Run.
Oh,
Yes.
Francis Seven.
He is.
Francis
Yeah, he's
Seven.
the guy chasing his buddy Logan. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's
That's
right.
him.
He's
Yeah.
also in Dune. The Lynch
Oh, he was
Yes.
also in Dune. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which Dune? The good Dune or the
Lynch
terrible
Dune.
The Lynch Dune.
Oh, the good Dune then.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Duncan,
ladies and
Idaho.
gentlemen,
He is Duncan, Idaho in that movie. Yeah.
and Jill, you just missed that one guy. Go back to that one old crusty bald man. Not
That
him,
one?
but the one. No, the one behind him is one of the admirals from Conspiracy, first season episode of Star Trek: Next Generation.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow. That might be the best episode of season 1. I love that episode.
Yeah, pretty close. Pretty close.
Don't
That's
fear.
basically
We
the
seek
birth of the
peaceful
Borg there.
coexistence.
Yeah.
Screw you, Remick.
Oh, you know what? Remick wasn't all that bad
Bad
until he got possessed.
Yeah, it was just Weasley.
It's funny how this is going off topic, but it's funny how Remick at the end of that one episode where they're investigating everybody says, "I've always admired you and your crew in the ship, and I would love to serve with you guys, even after having done all that nasty stuff to them." So.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's it, Wes Cagle. You get me
I'm a
completely. Why I don't
fanboy.
hate Remick. Yeah. I don't hate Remick.
He was just doing his
just
job.
doing his job.
Yep, of course,
God.
just following orders has not flown since 1946, so...
I'd like to think that he learned something that day.
He did.
That's what's great about Star Trek is, somebody can be an obstinate bureaucrat, but at the end of the episode they realize, man, maybe I was being kind of a jerk.
I love all the Star Trek people in here, and Scotty keeps pointing them out every time they show up. It's great. It's awesome.
Oh, it's my favorite.
Oh, you can always count on Scotty for that. Thank you for that.
No, it's a pleasure.
So-
Oh my God, they have a madman on their hands.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
They flip out when they find out that the fleet's been sent to sink this boat.
Yeah,
They just
exactly.
built this thing for how much did it cost them to build this thing, and now they're going to sink it. They've got something
They
is
have-
seriously wrong here.
Yeah, they have no way of telling whether this is just a training exercise or if the Russians are going to attack.
Yeah, well, the Russians send everybody. They send the whole house to catch this guy, to sink him. But they tell the Americans it's not because he's going to give the boat up. It's because he's going to
A
launch the
rescue mission.
missiles. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
because-
first they
yeah.
say it's a rescue mission.
Oh, yeah,
And then
yeah.
they
Yeah.
then they go with the madman story.
Right.
Yes.
Yep. But
That's true.
it's always what Bill Whittle called the lie ratchet with the Russians. They tell the least damaging lie, and when that's uncovered, they tell the next least damaging lie.
Yeah. When
Yeah, of course.
in 2000 when they lost the Kursk, where they had a torpedo explosion in the bow, they didn't say anything for days, not to the Russian people, and then they said, "Oh, everyone's alive, no problem," but they knew. They knew that there was little to no chance of anyone surviving.
It was a while before we found out what happened in Chernobyl. I mean, they don't give up what's going on very
Nope.
very easily.
Well,
at all.
Yeah,
they
our
think
first
it's a sign of weakness.
our first news there was from I believe
Swedish.
either a Swedish nuclear plant that did radiological testing for isotopes.
And he puts forward his theory, and the generals look at him
Yes.
like he's crazy. Yeah.
Yes. Before we get to that theory, I want to address the chat a little bit. They've been sharing some cool stuff. According to sources, it actually takes 3 men to authorize nuclear launch: the CO, the
correct.
XO, and the political officer. During the Cuban Missile Crisis, one Soviet captain wanted to launch a nuclear torpedo.
Well, that is an actually true story. Just for fortune's sake, for all of us, there was an admiral on board that submarine at the time, and so the XO and the captain wanted to both launch the nuclear torpedo at the U.S. blockade fleet, and the admiral's like, no, listen, we need to surface and get new orders, and if it wasn't for him, we probably wouldn't be here today.
Yeah, and I believe it was in '83. There's a man named Stanislav Petrov who was in Soviet early warning, who was a commander in the Soviet early warning radar. And long story short, Russian radar is just not nearly as good or precise as our early warning radar to pick up new missiles launches, and it can mistake things like sunshine or clouds as a missile trail, and they picked up 5 missiles coming in. And instead of reporting this up the chain, he's like, no, it couldn't be a first strike with just 5 missiles. But this was in, again, 83 at the last height of the Cold War.
Yep.
Who knows what would have happened?
Yep. This was that story is like the Russian version of War Games.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
There's another one in '94 when Yeltsin was president. The Norwegians launched a 4-stage rocket to study the Northern Lights, and for some reason news didn't get all the way up, and the military aides ran in with the Russian nuclear football ready to launch, and Yeltsin said, no, come on, no.
It's a good thing that at that time that
Yeltsin was the voice
was
of
not
reason.
Partaking in a lot of vodka.
The guy who was running outside of the White House in his underwear 2 nights in a row.
I love
Listen,
Yeltsin,
guys,
but yeah,
real
he's
quick
loose
before you
cannon.
get any further, I've got to get going because I've got
Okay.
a stream
Yes,
starts in
yes,
half
yes.
an
I
hour.
was just gonna say that. Yeah. So I want to make sure that you get to say anything else you want to say about this movie real quick.
Okay, yeah. Look, guys, the cast. My favorite of all of them, you're going to hear from here going forward, is Fred Thompson. He's a former senator from Tennessee. Some of you may know him from Law and Order for many years.
Yes.
But he is the admiral on board the aircraft carrier later on in the movie, and he has some of the best parts of the movie is him explaining things. I gotta say, like me and Scott were talking about earlier, the book is really good. It can get really technical, but I think the movie improves on the dramatic portions of it. For instance, at the end of the movie, we already talked about this earlier, but I just want to put an exclamation point on it. They take 2 of the events that happen and merge them into one. And this movie, I don't know if it's the first one to do something like that, but we see that more and more in movies now, where they'll have several battles going on several fronts and come to a crescendo all at the same time. And that's what they did in this flick, and it was really effective. I thought the ending of this was a lot better than the one in the book, But anyway, I want to thank you for inviting me, Jill. It was a lot of fun. It was good to see all of you guys. I haven't streamed with
Nice
you
to meet
in
you.
a couple of years, but hopefully I'll be able to get on with you again. And thanks for having me.
Absolutely. It was incredible to have you on, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. And subscribe to Joe's Atmosphere. Go hang out there. And
we're going to be talking The Privateer. So when you're done with this, go watch my replay. I only go on for about an hour every Friday to draw on my comic book. The guy you see behind me there on the desk, The Privateer and the Royal Fox. That's me and my wife. I'm doing a comic book of it. So anyway, go to my website and you'll see all the links to go everywhere and see all my stuff. So thanks a lot for having me.
Comrade.
I'm just going to salute you on that one. I'm not going to go Russian. You guys take it easy, and thanks a lot for having me. I'll see you next time, guys.
Welcome.
Take care.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Thank you.
I love the Supergirls he has in the background there.
I know. I was going to say that. I love the Supergirls too. Those are pretty awesome. And it was really a pleasure to have him on, a treat. And I'm glad he joined us. And
you're jumping to the end of the movie? Oh no!
No.
I just saw the people with the rats.
No, I just really like that scene, so I made it the background. Joe's Atmosphere. Oh, you also posted it. Thank you.
Yeah, no, you beat me to the punch. Yeah, no, you got me.
I forgot that I have people who want to help me, so I do this stuff myself. I always do that kind of thing. And so, of course, Jack Ryan has that idea that Ramius might be defecting, and with that bombshell, like he yells, and while everybody's talking,
you son of a bitch.
Yeah. Good scene.
And his reasoning is that he's not Russian, he's Lithuanian, and he's in a position to get people to help him, and he's got no children, nothing tying him to Russia.
Yeah, once his
so.
wife died. Right,
The
exactly.
Vilnius Establiak.
The
The
Vilnius
Vilnius
schoolmaster.
schoolmaster.
Yep. Vilnius being the capital of Lithuania.
And then, of course, you've got to have a time clock. How more? Well, at least this is kind of just a. How soon are the Americans going to be really worried about this? And Ramius could be in position to fire his missiles in 4 days. And so then everyone leaves the room except for Jeffrey Pelt wants to talk to Ryan, and like Joe's atmosphere quoted earlier. I love that line when he says, "When I'm not kissing babies, I'm stealing stealing their lollipops." I can't even say it.
It is pretty rad.
Yep.
When I am not kissing the babies, I am stealing candy from them. They are easy targets.
But basically, Pelt volunteers Jack to be the one to figure out Ramis's true intentions. So now he's got to go meet him.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's got to hunt for the Red October now.
Right.
Oh,
exactly.
He said the line. He said the line.
He said
He said the line.
He said the thing. Yeah. Oh, hey, hello to Sentai Ranger Donnie. And Mark Harkness says, "Oh yeah. I have this trivia for later, but let's read it from Mark Harkness. The F-14 shown crashed in the film is actual footage of the crash of a F-9F Panther. Yes, and landing aboard the USS Midway in 1951, the pilot, Commander George Duncan, survived. He actually survived.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the most amazing part of that story.
Yep. The F-9 Panther being one of the first jet-propelled fighters on a carrier.
And Donnie's right too. How fitting, since this year marks the 35th anniversary of the Paramount Picture adaptation of The Hunt for Red October. What a classic!
So it is. Yeah,
It is.
definitely. That is definitely not a. I'm watching it right now. So yeah, definitely not an F-14.
Oh yeah, no, that is a very old clip.
I did not know that.
Yeah, that clip might be from the 50s.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just, fun fact, because all landings on carriers are recorded and monitored.
Yes.
Not just
Rob
for
Wright's
review,
here.
but also for function.
Rob Wright? Hey, hello, Rob Wright. Where is he? There he is. Listening while working. Great movie. It is a great movie. Yeah.
It is.
It is.
For sure.
This is a fantastic film. I mean, it's one of my favorites from the late 80s, early 90s kind of time span, and it's one of my. I agree with Scotty. It might be my. I know he's Bond. I know he did The Rock. I knew he did The Highlander. It might be my favorite Connery role. He is awesome in this.
Yeah,
he is pretty
He
cool.
rules the day as Marco Ramius.
And here we meet Tupolev on his submarine.
These are 6-7 hours old.
These orders are 7 bloody hours old.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got to catch up with the rest of the fleet. He got the news late. And so he's gonna use 105% of the.
Let's go to 105
reactor.
on the reactor. No, sir, I'm not a physicist, but that is not how things work on the submarine.
I think they were going for
I know.
8.
Go to warp 9.
Yeah.
Go to warp 12.
Scotty, change the laws of physics.
I cannot change the laws of physics, Captain.
And somebody asks what they're gonna do. He says, "We're going to kill a friend."
We're going to kill a friend, Yevgeny. We're
Yeah,
going to
good
kill
line.
Ramius.
That is a good line.
Yes.
So back on the Red October, they're having captain's dinner here with the senior officers, and Dr. Petrov is just chit-chatting and having a good time. But then, he's kicked out. He's kicked out of the meeting, and he's told to go do some radiation tests.
Doctor, could you get the results from the last radiation test for comparison? That should take him some time.
Yeah.
Which is...
Go ahead, Scotty.
I was just going to say, I found it incredibly rude. I know you had to get rid of the guy because this is basically the mutineers or the defectors meeting. But he's at the buffet. He's getting his food. And then it's like, yeah, we invited you here for the captain's mess, but get out and no food for you. Thank you. Bye.
Yep.
Yeah, he couldn't even take a to-go bag or anything. Oh gosh.
Well, don't worry. Submariners typically get great food, so.
So Slavin is also somebody who is on the defector side, but he also questions everything that Ramus does.
Yeah, I
And
like this part. That's great.
Well, and just getting back to pop-up Star Trek, Victor, and the gentleman that you were just referring to, he plays the helmsman on the USS Excelsior in Star Trek 6.
Oh,
Does he
yeah.
Really? Wow. Oh,
Wow.
awesome.
Yeah. So he is. He give him some facial hair. There he is.
Yep. A little bit of a
Starboard
Van Dyke.
thrusters. Turn her into the wave. Aye.
Aye, sir. And then he does. He actually reprises the role again when he shows up in Flashback on Voyager.
Yep.
Ah, very cool. Very cool. But I love the line. He didn't
There will
actually
be
slip
no
on his
going
tea,
back.
did he?
I love how when it is revealed through this dialogue that Ramius had sent the letter announcing their intent to defect, and it's like, my God, man, why?
Yeah, when Cortez landed on America, he burned his ships.
No,
Yeah.
he sank his ships.
Trivia.
Anyway, as a result, his men were well motivated.
Yes.
You have signed on death warrants, but Badorin will send the entire fleet. And then one of the American Russians says, Jesus, don't find us.
Okay, in the movie they're Russians. In real life they're Americans, plain Russians. Just for clarity.
I'm just trying to be the right amount of fatuous.
Okay.
Well, even in real life, they wouldn't be Russians. They would be Lithuanian Russians.
And Latvian and Kazakhstanian and Azerbaijanian and so on.
Right. Okay. Wherever they're from.
All across the Soviet Union. Yes.
Mm-hmm. And I like this character who argues and everything, because the whole movie I'm wondering is, I am like, no, there's no way he's the saboteur, but part of me wants puts him there.
Anatoly, you're afraid of our fleet. You should be. Personally, I give us one chance in 3. More tea than one.
Yeah.
That's something that they
so
really
that's the whole
do.
scene. Thanks, Max.
They really do well in terms of maintaining the tension throughout the movie until we find out that it is Loganov at the end.
Yeah.
Where it's who would be the saboteur?
Spoilers. Just kidding.
And another thing I love about this
I mean,
scene
I am kidding.
is that Vasily, is that Borodin doesn't disagree with the captain in front of the men, but waits until they leave.
Mm-hmm.
Which
that
is
is typical Russian as well.
Which is an excellent demonstration of of unified, keeping a unified.
Yes, and that's another thing that Star Trek tries to emulate on as many occasions as it can, where they have the argument in the ready room rather than on the bridge.
Classic Star Trek.
Yeah, for all that
Yes.
people diss Riker about.
Yes, classic.
He does not contradict Picard on the bridge. He usually waits until they're alone.
Mm-hmm. J.T. Kirk says all shuttlecraft landings are also recorded. What a coincidence.
Moscow is not the worry. I know that tactic.
Good grief,
I have
guys.
the
Watch what you
advantage.
say around the cook. Yeah, exactly. I had,
The worry is the American.
I definitely didn't think it would be the cook.
If we meet the right short, this will work. But if we get some buckaroo.
I do like when... Oh, go ahead.
Joe. No, Joe, you go.
I like when Borodin says that, exactly, like you said earlier already, that he won't disagree in front of the others. And also, Ramius is not worried about, he's worried about the Americans, like you said. like Max already said, regarding the
I know
Buckaroo.
that tactics. We have the advantage.
Never mind, actually. You guys already said all the things I needed to say.
I don't mean to be preempting you, Joe, but it's just
No.
The
No,
man
it's okay.
the man
I like
eats
it.
the scenery.
And
keep being preemptive. It's
thank you.
I demand it.
It's one of my favorite parts when later on when they meet their American counterparts, Connery says, he references Buckaroo Banzai, and Baldwin, who knows Russian, responds because he knows Russian. They don't realize he knows Russian.
Captain seems to think you're some sort of cowboy.
Mm-hmm.
Ni po-ruski.
Yep.
Nimnoga.
It's awesome. I mean, I get ahead of myself there, but that's a great scene as well.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Hmm.
And this, oh my God. Okay, so I don't know the co-pilot. I don't know his name. I know he was in The Burbs, but I love this sort of hazing of Jack Ryan going on.
You should have been here 5 or 6 months ago. We're over the Sea of Japan. Oh, that, and not just the smooth stuff. This is a chunky industrial heavyweight stuff.
He blew chunks all over the console or whatever
all
it was.
Over the radio.
Yeah.
Shout out the radio. Hey, you want a bite of this?
Oh, Jack has experienced a very bumpy ride as he approaches.
Time, Jack, send a goddamn memo.
Yeah. Send a memo. As he approaches the USS Enterprise.
Yay!
Yay.
So they're
another Star Trek reference. Yes.
They're all over the place, man.
Jack,
but
next
I do
time
love
you
that.
get a bright idea, just put it in the memo.
No.
Well, and I like that through the escalation because we do establish that Jack Ryan's character is allergic to turbulence, gets airsick and whatnot, and so that does carry as like a motif throughout the movie until we do get to the end. And so I do like that as sort of reinforcing all the stuff that you need to know about these characters is reinforced throughout the movie. It's great.
This segment is awesome, though.
I think I miss getting the screenshot for it, but back on the USS Dallas, Jonesy's onto something, but we don't do anything there, so we get to this scene here and talk
that Ramius is on his way to an underwater canyon, and the Red Route one, and the entrance is a formation called Thor's Twins.
Yeah.
And the Russians have hyper accurate mapping of it.
Yeah, where are my clips for that? It's not here. Oh, you know what? There it is. Here it is. Jonesy's explaining how the SAP software was meant to find seismic events, and he realizes where the submarine is going, where Ramus is going, like Max just said.
But here, play it at 10 times the sound.
Oh, yes, I like that.
Gotta be man-made.
That's not natural. Yes.
Yes, and so that's really brilliant of him to figure that out, and so he'll be able to actually track. So he's just negated the cloaking device. Great job, Jones.
Yeah, it's kind of like Balance of Terror there.
Yep.
Exactly. Wow. Agreed. Lost. Yeah, there we are. Yeah. So he connects the dots.
Literally.
Figures out. Literally. Yeah.
Yes.
Connect the dots. La 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 la. Anyway.
Now that I know what to listen for, I'll bag him.
Hey, look who it is. David Daniels, also known as Professor Moriarty from
Star Trek again. Yes.
Oh
awesome.
That's
They're
the crazy
all
side they
in
have
this.
done.
Yes.
A ballistic missile submarine and a holograph thing. These sentient.
Well, you know how people call cheers
plan? Russians don't take a dump without a plan, son.
That's true. And yeah, Fred Dalton Fred Dalton Thompson is amazing in this. I love him. I love him in everything. I especially dug him in Die Hard 2.
Yep.
Admiral Painter.
Yes.
But this whole scene, this whole exchange is great because you've got the three of them, and the one guy is a hard-nosed military snob, and the other guy understands what Ryan has gone through,
and he has the and understands the credibility of being sent by Jim Greer.
Yes.
Yes, Admiral Painter puts the plan into a realistic perspective, and he says what are they going to do with the crew? We can't. You're not going to kill them all, are you? You got to do something with them. And if you send them back, they're going to know that we have the submarine. So this is not a
They'll
bad point.
report it to their bosses.
And so that
So they
gives
have to get
Jack
him
Ryan
out.
something to
Oh.
think about.
Otherwise,
Right.
this whole business is academic. Yes, sir. I think I see your point.
Well, and that's he's not really all that concerned about it, because even after Ryan leaves the room, we get the beautiful backstory about, no pun intended, about him being in traction for 14 months.
I think it was eight
Was
months.
it 8 months? And then
I don't know.
Yeah, he was in the Marines, and he
Went
got
down
into
in a
an
chopper
accident.
accident in the med.
Yeah,
But-
he served his last year in a hospital bed. Yeah.
But then it is sort of, even with Painter's opinion and assessment of the situation, it's like, the Russians will probably get it before we even get our hands
10
on
months.
it. So it's
10 months in traction.
10 months in traction. And so I do appreciate that, even though this is priority for, Pelt and Ryan and Greer, as far as Painter is concerned, it's like, we can try, but it's not like we're going to get there before the Russians do.
Right.
That's what he thinks.
Right.
And that's the scene. Well done. guys.
Meanwhile, at the entrance to Red Route 1.
Yeah, back on the Red October.
When he says that the Russians will probably get it before we do, it kind of gives latitude to Ryan over the other guy's hardline stance. So
yeah, but still, if it is a priority for Greer, as Max said, like, as long as you're adhering to, if you're working for Greer, we will make it a priority. He is under the direct influence of an admiral too. So.
And he's looking, and that makes him look completely past the fact that he's impersonating a naval officer,
right?
Which Ryan does apologize for.
Yeah, he
points out that he's got the ring from Annapolis,
class of '72.
Yep.
Yeah, that's how Painter knows. He's like, you can know from that, and that he served just a different branch. But anyway, back on the Red October, we get a wonderful orchestra of the crew just explaining the navigation, the piloting of the submarine, all the wonderful dialogue that goes along with being a crew on a sub, and all the coordinates and everything, and where to go and how deep to go, and everything is just perfect.
Relax. You give me a map and a stopwatch. I can fly the Alps in a plane with no windows.
But this is also where the Captain Ramus decides to have them recalculate for a faster speed, and Slavin is not too happy about this. He says it's too fast.
Too fast, Vasily. Too fast.
Yeah, it's one thing to have to recalculate. It's another thing when you're even after you've recalculated, you realize you are completely out of alignment.
Those charts are laid out precisely. So many knots for so many turns, and this thing handles like a pig. Watch your bearings, the Slavin.
And yet Captain Ramus navigates it successfully.
With some ancestral assistance, which is the name of that particular part of the track. When he runs into at the climax of the torpedo chase.
Oh, gotcha. So then, of course, we've got a problem. There's a sabotage.
Sabotage.
Sabotage. Ba, 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 ba.
So
no, I'm thinking of the Beastie Boys with Sabotage.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Oh,
yeah, they're cryogenic
my bad.
plants.
My bad.
That's okay. The magnets aren't cooling, and the caterpillar has to be turned off, or everything's gonna melt and bad stuff will happen. So they have to turn off the caterpillar, and so now they're no longer invisible, or at least they no longer think they're invisible. So the engineer has to figure out what's wrong. So that's going to take a couple scenes. And Captain Baradin thinks that they have to stop until the drive is repaired. But Ramus says, nope, we're going to keep going at normal propulsion. It's going to be totally fine.
Well, and this is I know a lot of people enjoy Pelt's
naval
sort of
activity
comment about if I'm not kissing babies, I'm stealing their lollipops. I love the way he describes it. Like, you've been dropping so many sonar, boys. You can walk from Greenland to Iceland to Scotland without
and
getting
not get his feet wet.
Yeah, I was just going to say that.
So shall we dispense with the bull?
Yeah. Max. God, he was saying it. Anyway,
sorry as usual, but I just love getting a reaction.
I know you do. I know. Yeah, but Peltz mentions how dangerous it is to have their boats so close to each other, and that and all that and everything you guys said. And then the ambassador lies, of course.
You guys did you say saying. The ambassador or that bastard?
The ambassador.
No, I said ambassador.
Okay.
I heard that bastard.
I did not, Jill. I heard you perfectly clear.
I love that this. I love that this is the complete a-hole from
Lethal Weapon 2.
Lethal Weapon 2, yes.
Oh yeah, he was
diplomatic community.
The apartheid
has just been revoked.
Yeah, the South African diplomat.
Yeah.
Like you guys were saying, the first lie is that this is a rescue mission. And so that's the one they're going on for this particular scene. There are lots of several officials of high that are sons of high party officials. So they got to find it. Find the hunt for Red October. And then we're on an anti-submarine aircraft, and of course, anti-submarine aircraft can now see the Red October. And so we get our first really big action scene here, where it drops where it drops a torpedo, and we've got to deal with it. So basically,
you are authorized to launch the weapon.
This is a great scene, an intense one.
Yeah.
And Ramus directs the boat to be maneuvered in such a way so that it makes the turn so that the torpedo will hit the canyon instead. And apparently this is a real thing that people do in their submarines called a Ronsky feint. I found that here.
Yeah.
Well, and it's so... Yeah.
I just want to say, when he says launch countermeasures, the guy says, launch countermeasures, aye, sir. That guy is as American as apple pie in his accent. So, just wanted to say.
Well, that's just for our benefit. In the universe, remember, everybody's actually speaking Russian.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, I know. I just, anyhow.
So actually, I described this whole scene already, and so now we're just going to watch it. So if anybody has, I don't know.
Through it.
Yeah,
but it's great in terms of the amping up, because with that previous sort of order to increase to 24 knots and how that is achieving a lot of the tension and the crew is getting nervous, we know that it's a tight fit. We know that everything has to be very, very specific, and so this scene does like really, really heighten it, knowing that you're X number of boat lengths past where the turn was supposed to be. Mm-hmm. So dangerous, so incredible. But again, it speaks to Ramius and his trust in his crew and his own knowledge of tactics to be able to figure out when and where and how to get out of this scrape.
And the score does not kick in until you hear that that chanting, that ancestral assistance part of the track.
Yes.
And the dummy torpedoes used in this movie were made at the Naval Air Station in North Island, San Diego, California, by the Advanced Underwater Weapons.
Right here in Coronado.
So, and things are shooken up a little bit, but they survived it. Hooray. Because this actually hit them.
That's also great, just in terms of using the live. Obviously, they're going to be using the live torpedoes, but the fact that this is all under the guise of it's war games, we're testing out the Red October to make sure that it can escape. And so, even with Vasily, when he says if they were actually shooting at us, we'd be dead by now. But like the cover story for the defection, everything is going except for sabotage.
Sabotage.
Well, speaking of the sabotage, the engineer figured out what was wrong with the caterpillar, and so the buffer circuit was just taken out.
The person who did this caused the damage in a way that was not easy to find. We have a saboteur.
Which he also, again, he has to keep that from the rest of the crew as well, because then we get Dr. Petrov being like, you have to admit that we've been sabotaged. And then, sabotage? Who said anything about sabotage?
Oh, yes, exactly. Because the crew will be shaken up by that, afraid of it. And Rob Wright says his turbulence represents the tension of the movie.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It gets worse and worse and worse until he finally drops out of a helicopter altogether.
Oh, yes. That's a great scene. Oh, we've got to keep going if we're actually going to get to that scene. We're actually, things pick up at this point.
Yes.
So we're going to be okay. Dead reckoning is so incredibly dangerous. Cumulative inaccuracies in calculations and shifting currents make this a very high-risk event. Agreed, J.T. Kirk. It is a very tense situation, especially making those moves without having the calculations be so as precise as they were when the navigator created them. The idea is to hit the torpedo before it arms. Oh, that's at the end.
Yeah.
Kapla, sorry, I'm late. I've been busy cussing out the boss. Oh, well, that's very important work, really.
I hope you're well, sir.
Concentrate on that. No, Scotty was never fired. I don't know.
Scotty was never hired.
That's true too.
Yeah, he just shows up and I don't kick him out.
Yes. The reports of my termination have been greatly exaggerated.
We saved tens of thousands of dollars on salary, insurance, benefits. Thanks, Scotty.
Yeah.
I love how all the Russians, they deliver all their really, intense lines with a cigarette dangling out of their mouth, and it never falls out.
Everybody smokes except for
Jack.
For Ramirez.
Here.
Even Jack smokes eventually.
Eventually. Yep. He didn't like it though.
I think he did it just for show.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But here Jack is coming to the revelation that Ramius will want to get the crew off the sub himself, and he brainstorms how he would do this. And so he's shaving and all the things.
They have to want to get off the submarine.
Yes, so he figured it out.
This is a Close Encounters scene with the half-shaven Richard Dreyfuss.
Well, and Alec Baldwin is an incredibly hairy man. He is the only person that I've ever seen on film who had to shave while he was shaving.
He's definitely an Esau.
And I've got to say hello to Booger.
Booger.
Booger. There it is.
Hot diggity.
Should you even smoke in a submarine? How do they ventilate?
No, they used to be able to, but I think in the early 2000s they banned it.
I'd imagine it's all banned.
Yeah. I would be absolutely claustrophobic and out of my mind on a submarine. I don't think I would be. I would not be.
They do a tremendous amount of psychological and personnel reliability screening. So
yeah,
makes sense.
My other half's father was a submariner for his during the Vietnam War.
Oh wow,
very cool. Very cool.
And Rob Rubright says no actor is as hairy as Robin Williams was.
This
and
is
that
true.
that is a fact.
That is very furry.
That is truth.
Well, okay. We don't need to make it a list of everybody who is super hairy, but
Dan
Richard Dreyfuss.
Hedaya.
Oh yeah, when the scene where Richard Dreyfuss tears open his shirt and say like she broke my heart. That is a
Oh,
hairy
yeah.
chest. Yes, that is a hairy chest.
Look at this. You're wearing a sweater.
Yes.
And so they're looking at a map of all the Russian subs and all the firepower they have, and they say, "Oh, this is a lot of firepower for just a rescue mission." And so they suspect the Russians are trying to drive the Red October to doom. But Jack sees something different. He sees the Dallas off on her own, and he says, "What is she doing by herself?" And then he figures it out. That he someone tells him, he's told that it detected some seismic activity, and that gets Jack Ryan curious that this seismic activity might not really be seismic activity and could be the Red October, and so he wants to visit the Dallas himself. And so we should be jumping out of a helicopter in just a minute.
Hooray.
The only way to get it out there is by helicopter. You have to strip it down and turn it into a flying gas can.
I love that somebody references the Battle of Jutland, because that's exactly what it could turn into. At any moment. Yeah.
To this day, the most massive surface naval battle in history.
Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, the plane crashes and the pilot couldn't eject it, but that was just in the movie. In real life, like Mark Harkness mentioned, the pilot actually survived, and so we can use the stock footage without it being too dark. Yes.
And while I think that it is a situation that is constantly mounting the severity of the situation, all of these naval vessels all in the same area, ballpark, is adding to the tension of the crews and the servicemen involved. And so when they do explain this, I think this is great, but it does go into much more detail in the book in terms of how close things are getting to World War III. Whereas this one, there are spikes of our heroes or our primary protagonists, but it doesn't really get the sense of that global. But it does a really good job of driving it home in terms of what was happening behind the scenes, especially with the diplomats and the admiralty and all of this jazz. So I think that this is another wonderful scene that does help ramp it up a bit.
Yeah, absolutely. And it does. And next time, Jack, write a goddamn memo.
Exactly.
And he says that basically every time he's in an airplane. So yes, he doesn't like being in an airplane.
Well, and I'm curious, again, because it's 1984, I'm wondering if the reason that he had to get up and go in the middle of the night to go to DC is because there was no way to transmit those images or mail them. It was too important to get it going.
Yes.
And if it weren't for the urgency, or at least his expertise to be able to research such a thing, that's why he ended up not being writing. He didn't end up writing a memo because he actually had to take this in hand to talk to his expert.
Yeah, 1990 might have even been pre-AOL.
Oh, I would imagine. I don't even.
Yeah.
I don't even think I touched the internet until like 1992, 94.
Yeah. This was still war games type internet with the phone modem on the
receiver
right
on the modem.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, and they say in the book that it's a 64-bit computer on the Dallas, and the Dallas was actually the first submarine to have a digital. What do they call it? It was a digital targeting system. And so,
God.
Well, speaking of which, we are back on the Dallas, and just to remember how cool Jones is, and how he's got to track that Red October.
So, Naladoc, when you watch this, is it a situation where every time you hear the word Dallas, you just replace it with Knots Landing?
Yes.
Okay, just checking.
Yes.
The USS Knots Landing coming
Yes.
in.
Yes. Oh, somebody knows. Give me all
So
your
back-
Knots Landing. Back to you, Jill.
Back on the Red October, the caterpillar is working again, but the crews they're worried about the saboteur. The cat's out of the bag, and Barradin is considering that they need to evacuate the crew sooner. But the place that he suggests would cause them to freeze, so he's like, no, we can't put them there.
And Borodin and Ramius decide to have a philosophical discussion about what life will be in the U.S.
Yeah, I love. He says, "Will they let me live in Montana?"
Do you think they will live in Montana?
Yes.
No you can go state to state. No papers. No papers. State to state.
Yeah, he wants to find a wife and raise rabbits with her and a pickup truck.
It's a brace
And
of
then
conies.
And then, unfortunately, he also said, like, okay, he kind of ruins it when he's like, you know what, I'm gonna need a second wife.
And then in summer I will live in winter I will live in Arizona and I will have a recreational vehicle. They let you go state to state. No papers. No papers. State to state.
Oh, but yeah.
And then I will need 2 wives. Oh, at least.
At least.
Back on the Dallas, they realize that the Russian ship is performing a crazy Ivan to see if someone's following them in their baffles, in their, their
which is a sweep directly behind them.
Unless
they're deploying a towed sonar array, they cannot see during normal operation.
Yeah.
There we are. Yeah. So I learned what a crazy Ivan was. And let's see if he can hear us. Then Ramus tells Barradin that his wife died when he was at sea.
And he also says,
man.
I widowed her the day I married her.
Who was typing?
Not me.
That would be me. I'm sorry.
Okay, just checking. You can type, but just mute when you're typing.
No. Yeah.
Okay, thank
he
you.
looks forward to fishing.
Yes, that's it. He wants to fish.
Yes.
He wants to fish peacefully. So he doesn't have any kind of other desires like Barradin, but he just wants to fish.
A war, 40 years at sea. A war at sea. A war with no battles, no monuments, only casualties.
Then Ramius tells Barradin to put a guard in engineering because they might be able to get at something even more vital.
But he laments, I widowed her the day I married her. And then
that's right.
See, I don't pick up every line of dialogue.
You pick up enough.
Yes, I do.
And then we should be coming up on the scene where we're gonna get the helicopter dangling with the dangling Jack Ryan. Here it is. And to get him onto the USS Dallas. But they say that, oh no, we're out of fuel. But Jack's like, nope, you've got an extra 10 minutes. You can help me. But I can only use it during the wartime.
I can only use that in a horror film, sir.
A horror film. 40 days at sea. How long has it been? You know what? I'm not sure the timeline of this movie and how much time is passing, but not too many. Not
I
too
think
much
it's less.
time.
It's less than
just
like
a day.
about 4 or 5 days.
It's less than a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Less than a week. There you go.
Yeah, I'd say it's about a week period, don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they tried to lower him to the sub, but the crosswind is against them, and they decide, this isn't going to work.
And again, the musical score here is just delicious in building the tension and keeping the action and building the tension.
Yeah, exactly. And this scene actually is filmed in the parking lot of the Mole Pier at Long Beach Naval Station on a beautiful sunny day. So I can't tell any of that is happening. It looks like we're over the ocean and being dropped precariously over next to a submarine. Man overboard.
Yep.
So now the submarine will have to rescue him because when the helicopter gives up on getting him on the sub, he just decides to unhook and jump in the ocean.
Well, fortunately, Captain Mancuso has a diver in the escape trunk for
Yeah.
just such an occasion.
Yeah, he had him ready. He had the diver ready. And yeah, Jack
I would
Ryan gets
imagine
on
that's
the
standard
US.
standard operating procedure for a situation like this,
Mm-hmm.
especially with the weather the way it is.
Yep. And here comes your make a hole. Well, he's gone now, but the make a hole scene is right here.
You know what? No, but not for Thompson. It's like he says to Thompson, someone must really have a burr up their ass to try a stunt like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that line. That's a good one. How do you do, Captain? Okay, so the ambassador wants to talk to the president because he's coming up with his next lie. So it's not a rescue mission anymore. Really, we're worried because Ramus has decided to attack America with missiles. That's his new lie.
Now he's being a little more truthful. Just a little.
It's the classic Russian lie ratchet.
Yep.
You know, it's the next believable lie.
Yeah, it's just got a little bit more of the truth in it, but it's still a lie. And so that is supposed to get the US to help them take out the Red October. Because oh no, if the Red October is going to hit us with missiles, we better destroy it. So that's the hope that the Russians have. And you can you really see casts of this quality in Christopher Nolan films nowadays, where even relatively small supporting roles are played by high quality actors, says
That's a good point.
TNZ. Joss's voice work was excellent too, says Peachy. Okay, so battle stations. Oh, there are battle stations. My goodness.
Well,
why did that happen?
The word has gotten through to Dallas.
Yes. Oh, that's right. Captain Mancuso is learning from Jack about that. Right. That's right. But Jack is saying no. Ramus is trying to defect. And so Mancuso gives Jack a note that says no, he wants to hit us with missiles. So that doesn't. So Jack has to convince him
with a bluff.
Yes. And they're diving, they're driving, saying all sorts of naval stuff. It's wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
And Jonesy has the contact on the Typhoon sub. So he's got that. And this is great. This is great for Mancuso as well as Jack Ryan. As Jack's trying to convince the commander that Ramus wants to defect, he does this by explaining how well he knows Ramus, and that he's going to, that the submarine's going to do exactly what Ryan says it'll do. And so that it moves in a certain way, and it moves exactly in that way. Why didn't I write that one down? I think I was running out of time.
Crazy, what is it called?
Crazy Ivan.
Crazy Ivan.
Crazy Ivan.
And this is a ballsy move by Ryan because he admits later I got a 50-50 shot.
Yeah.
He needs something to break through, or he's done. And so is Ramus.
Right. Exactly. And it works. And so Jack's able to send his message. Give the man a chance. And so they send a message to warn Ramus that everyone thinks he's firing missiles on the U.S. So if he does approach the coast like he wants to, he's going to be attacked. Jack asks if his intentions are different from that, and will you talk about it? And so Ramus sends a ping.
One
Yep.
ping
That
only.
that
One ping,
message
silly. One
that
ping
message
only, please.
the message that Jack asks to send is the perfect balance, because he can't appear to be favoring the Russians. He needs to show the captain of you know the Dallas that he's still an American.
Yeah.
So,
Yes, and then Jack comes up with the idea that if you're defecting, go here, and so he does.
The Laurentian Abyss.
There, yes, what Max said. And then they have their radiation leak. The ventilation system fails, and they fake. Obviously, it's a
Right.
fake radiation
And
leak. This is how
oh,
they get the crew to evacuate.
and actually, in my mind, there should have been a scene where there's a captain. It's like, actually, there's a note that says, Captain Ramius, this note will serve to confirm that I have indeed sabotaged the ship's reactor. Again. Sorry, not sorry. We all have a job to do, and mine is sabotage, and I must say, this time I did a masterful job. Please pass this information off to the rest of the crew. Just evacuate to the surface. There's a good man. That's me, Daniel Camrad, the saboteur.
But I don't think that this is. I think that Ryan actually assumes and guesses how
Yes.
Marco's going to get the crew off.
Yeah.
The first one with
Exactly.
the Caterpillar drive, that was sabotage.
Yes.
But with
I'm just
this
saying,
was,
it would have been funny it just would have been funny.
Oh, for sure.
It would be, but Scotty, of course, is right that he figured it out when he was shaving.
Well, of course
How
he
this
did.
was going to
He's
happen.
Aqua Velvet Alec Baldwin. He can do
Exactly.
anything.
And I'm not sponsored by Bic, but I gotta say those blue disposable razors, by far my favorite razors.
Yeah, I found out growing up, being no. What I want to say is that male razors are much better than female razors. I don't understand. Once I figured that out, I never bought a female razor ever again.
Well,
For my legs, obviously. I'm not.
Yeah. I'm just imagining you staring into a mirror with shaving cream all over your face, being like, "I don't know if this is how I'm
Am I
supposed
going
to
to
do
get
it."
nicked this time? Personally, I give myself one chance in 3.
Oh, Jill, I kid.
Because she's
Yeah,
got to
no,
shave
I
a beard
understand,
and
I
mustache on a regular basis.
Exactly.
No, I wax those.
Mirror Universe Jill with her goatee.
Thank you for that. It's an idea now. Thank you.
No problem. And that is true. Facial hair is tougher than leg hair.
Yeah, but I mean, I think it's just BS that the razors are different because I'll lick myself all the time with the girl razor on my legs. So anyway, I found a solution to that. Just use a boy razor.
There you
Anyway,
go.
here's all the rafts, and there's even a storm going on outside for good measure. So they've got to get their rafts going, and now there's way more action happening here. So after they evacuate, another U.S. vessel threatens the Red October, and so we get another torpedo from another helicopter.
Yep. Launch now. Now.
Yes. And then we see, yeah, there it is. There's a frigate that notices them. Just read Ryan's Wikipedia bio. Besides a short career in the Marines, he was a CPA and worked for Merrill Lynch as a stockbroker. Talk about Clancy stretching suspension of disbelief.
Yes.
Says ROTNZ.
Well, he was.
Well, and Max,
He was.
did you
Yes.
mention that he had accumulated some wealth?
Yeah, well, he had made money as a stockbroker to the point where he did not need the disability pension from the Marines, so he gave it back.
That old Yorkshire geek is here. Hello. He says,
Hey.
let them shrink.
I've never heard your Sean Connery before, Jill. That was pretty good.
I've never had one. Well, he spelled it for me. And if he didn't spell it that way, I couldn't have done it. So thank you. Thank you to you. Yeah, I've never done one before except until now. So this is history here, guys.
It's pretty good.
For the Anti-Derivative channel. And so when the torpedo is only 300 yards away, Admiral Greer detonates it before it can get to the Red October. And he says, now understand, Commander. That torpedo did not self-destruct. You heard it hit the hull. And I was never here.
Does that mean that Admiral Greer is Section 31?
I was never
good grief.
here.
He is CIA. He is CIA. So.
That was a great reveal, too, because you don't know he's there.
Yeah.
And, you know, the tension is building up, the music, the action, and then that is really good, yeah.
Well, and also Skip Parker, the guy played by Jeffrey Jones, he's beside him as well. And I really enjoy that in terms of most of the characters that we are introduced to throughout the story do come back in some capacity or another at the end. It's great.
Except Gates McFadden.
Except for Gates McFadden, just like Star Trek Next Generation Season 2.
It's Mulder. She's in it.
Yeah, exactly.
Kate Mulder at the end.
No, that would be funny if his wife shows up at the end of the movie, but it's Diana Mulder.
Diana Mulder, yeah, not Kate Mulder.
That'd be rad. Well, and apparently the only reason Gates, I know we're already almost near the end of the movie, and I'm still talking about Gates McFadden, but the only reason she got this is because she was not in season 2 of Next Generation, and she was promised that she would be able to return for the sequel, where it would be a wider role, because they pretty much figured, because of the popularity of the novel, that this was going to be a hit. And then when Alec Baldwin didn't when his financial requests were too high, Alec Baldwin didn't come back, and so they said, okay, well then we're just going to recast the wife as well, which was Ann Archer.
Yep.
Oh. I appreciate you guys talking, because I had a sneezing fit while y'all were having a conversation.
Bless you.
That was good for me.
Hooray.
And so now they're going to take the DSRB rescue vessel to the Red October.
Yes.
And so they can connect with it.
Which explains why Skip is there.
Yeah, and do some diplomacy.
Good old-fashioned diplomacy.
Mm-hmm.
Thrusting port.
Well, cowboy diplomacy.
Yeah, it's just fun to say. Thrusting port.
Thrusting port. Yeah, it's okay. And Jack Ryan is so sure that Ramus is defecting that he doesn't even want to take a firearm, but he's like, yeah, he does anyway. And so they use a hammer to knock to be let in.
Oh, there you go. And so this is Commander Hobson from Redemption Part 2.
Oh, yeah. That bastard.
So there's your most recent Star Trek.
Hey, is that the one that's mean to Data?
Yeah.
Yep.
You don't even care about fire. Fire. Yeah. Sir, I don't believe an android can command ship.
Like I would say between 1990 and 1993, you can pretty much watch any Paramount movie and be like, there's the Star Trek actor. There's the Star Trek actor.
Well, he was on Star Trek.
It's like everybody, like what's another one? I don't think it was 97, another Paramount one. If you watch The Big Hit with Mark Wahlberg and Bokeem Woodbine, you also get some Avery Brooks as the crime lord. Like it's so the 90s were the heyday. If you watched Star Trek, you pretty much knew every actor who was playing in a Paramount movie at all.
Well, yeah, because it's like, it was casting was a bit more commoditized back then.
Well, and it was still not as much as the studio system of golden era of of Hollywood,
of course.
But certainly this was, if you had a contract with Paramount, you had a contract with Paramount.
Yeah.
Well, it was probably, you were already a known quantity too, so there was, the casting was probably very limited, the amount of time spent on it.
Yeah.
And they knew your schedule in terms of your shooting schedule for the TV show. So, yeah.
Yep.
Well, and for this particular movie, they used Star Trek actors, but they also used a lot of actual military professionals who took shore leave to be in this movie, because it was a little bit cheaper to hire them than in non-speaking roles or speaking roles. Maybe some of them say stuff like Navy stuff.
Yeah. Sonar Khan, thrusting port.
Right, I should have.
I need that audio clip now.
Yeah.
So that's...
So Jack Ryan smokes a cigarette, and even though he says he doesn't smoke.
No, but
now the Russians are laughing at him.
Psychologically, that is one of the best ways that you can possibly ingratiate yourself to someone else, is either ask for something and then they oblige, and there is some sort of subconscious appreciation of one another. Or also, if you ever find yourself in a situation where you go either to a meeting or meeting someone for the first time and they offer you a glass of water or a coffee, most people say that you should absolutely accept it, because it gives the person who is giving it to you a sense of satisfaction in having provided something for you. And it does create a more, the potential for a stronger interpersonal bond.
It softens the tension. It breaks the ice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whatever you want to call it. Oh, and Booger said, Scotty beat me to it. I was going to bring up the studio system.
Yeah. Well, great minds, sir. Great minds.
And Canadian Spider-Man saying hello. And Booger says, if Valentine Michael Smith offers you a glass of water, it is really something special. Rob Wright says, great stream. Gotta run. Have a great day and weekend, everyone. You have a great day too, Rob Wright. And as we close to near the end of this movie, Jack Ryan says, the captain seems to think you're some sort of cowboy.
Rob Wright had a really good comment earlier about Scott Glenn being a great actor that doesn't get enough credit. I got to agree with that. He was excellent back then in so many things.
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, Silence of the Lambs, that role is just so perfect, and he is so great in it.
Absolutely. I think it was this movie and Silence of the Lambs that really got me interested in Scott Glenn. And then he shows up again in like Training Day. Obviously, that's about 11 years after this, but he still shows
I loved him in the Netflix Daredevil series as Stick from a few years back. He was great in that. He's old now. I mean, he's really old, but
yeah,
I'd watch him.
Well, and somebody said earlier that in this movie, he's like a dad you don't want to disappoint.
I agree.
Yes. Oh, and Silverado. I forgot about Silverado.
Yep, right. Pete G just mentioned Right Stuff. Oh, you just pulled it up.
There we go.
I need to watch that again. I haven't watched that in years.
Me too. Well, actually, I should review that.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ramus says, what gives you the right to follow fire on my ship? Yeah, okay. So he's worried about what the deal with the torpedo was, and Jack Ryan says it was necessary to maintain the illusion. He's pretending that he had anything to do with that torpedo. He didn't really. That was That was not intentional.
Well, and again, a great sort of observation from Jonesy, where it's like, who's the Americans are firing on, and because he has such an ear for the sonar, he's like, no, pitch is too high. It's a Russian. Yeah.
Yes. That's why I got this. That's why I got the slide stuck on this, because I love Jonesy's ears.
Yes.
He can tell the torpedo's Russian just from hearing it. And yeah, okay, so now we're back with Topolov. He's joined the party.
Right.
And Classic Comics says Glenn was an urban cowboy before too.
Yes, he
also had a small role in Apocalypse Now. Old Man Bird has been waiting for this moment. Ping, ping.
Urban
ping,
Cowboy is a
ping.
forgotten film.
Yeah. I had to write it down. Welcome home, Penny.
Again with the right settings. So Ramus calls for the rescue vessel to be detached from his ship. What does he say? He says there's a quote for it, but where's Max?
But let's see. No, let's see.
I think they're firing at us.
No shit, Buckley, get that thing.
Off my ship, or
no shit, Buckwheat, get out of here. And meanwhile, on the destroyer, it's like, Capitan Fayou, Capitan Fayou. He's fighting the Americans.
Yeah, I love the difference between the surface and what's actually going on underneath. And it all plays out absolutely perfectly. Yeah. It's great.
Everyone,
because,
yeah, exactly.
The crew is going to still be loyal to the captain and still loyal to Mother Russia. And so they are none the wiser, and everything is great. And even Petrov, you'll get the Order of Lenin for this in terms of saving the crew. And so it's all
I
working
forgot about
perfectly.
that part. That's right. Yeah, basically the last thing we see from Dr. Petrov is that oh, Max Redstone is back. What happened?
Right.
Where did he go?
Well, I finally got ducked on my iPad.
Oh. So I should kick the other Max. Okay, I'm gonna kick the other Max. Kicked Max out of here. Thank heavens.
We only get one.
There can be
only one. Only one Max at a time. Okay, so where are we? We're another torpedo. Right, because the Russian ship sends a torpedo. So we've got Topolov. And Ramus heads straight into the torpedo and races to it so quickly that by the time it gets to the ship, it explodes harmlessly because it never had a chance to arm itself.
Yeah. It needs distance.
Which is fantastic.
There can only be one Max.
Thank you.
I think as we described earlier, there's they come up with firing solutions, but they can't actually fire on the Russian ship because it's not firing at them.
Yeah, well, it's rules of that's a standard rule of engagement.
Yeah, which and that there's so much weight in the opening text where it's like, so what you were about to see never happened. This movie, by its own internal logic, it's like, so why did no one ever hear about this? And it's because it was all done so perfectly, and like it's almost it's like a heist because he's stealing the Red October. Like it's so good. It's so good in terms of how it does play out, even though in the first minute of the movie it told you exactly what was going to happen. None of it.
Mm-hmm. And Classic Comics says that actor saying, "I think they shot a torpedo at us," is the same actor that plays the SF officer who resents serving under Data in Redemption Part 2 on TNG. And yes, Hobson, yes. And that is Scotty mentioned that too.
It's fun. It's a fun game. I'm glad you're playing along, Classic Comics.
Yeah, Classic Comics knows stuff.
Yeah.
He also he talks about Star Trek on his channel. Check him out. Our RTNZ says, great scene Sven Ole Thorson in this film, adding his massive physical presence. Does he even have any lines?
No,
he does.
He initiates
sings the national
the
anthem. Yeah.
Nice.
I like the conversation that Ramius and Ryan have while this torpedo is closing on them.
What books? What?
Yeah.
What books did you write?
I wrote
book about Admiral Halsey called The Fighting Sailor. I know this
Halsey,
book.
Yeah.
Your conclusions were all wrong. Halsey
Yes.
acted stupidly.
Exactly. That's fantastic.
Yes, and that's referring to actual stuff that happened, actual history. From 1944, the Battle of Leyte Gulf.
Leyte Gulf.
Yeah, Leyte Gulf. Yeah, fantastic battle.
And so, and of course, Ramus knows that Topolov is not going to make that mistake again, and that Topolov's going to turn off all the safety features on the weapons so that they can hit him again.
Yeah, it's kind of what Ramius is actually hoping he does, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And so here we have the tragic death of Vasily at the hands of Logan.
I would have liked to have seen Montana.
Heartbreaking.
Heartbreaking.
Very much
gut-wrenching.
He never got to farm rabbits.
I will need at least 2 wives.
Oh, at least.
But yeah, like he is so likable and loyal in this, and still in command, like as the executive officer. And so, like this was my first exposure to Sam Neill, and so I really liked him the first time I saw it. And then when he died, I was like, oh no, he wanted to go to Montana.
Right. The saboteur shot him, and so now Jack Ryan has got to chase after him. So this is the Jack Ryan action scenes.
And in the book, he survives, and I think it's the navigator who gets shot.
Oh, he doesn't even get shot at all in the book. You're saying?
No, Vasily lives through the book. But yes, this is where one of the most prophetic lines in Alec Baldwin's entire filmography comes from, because everyone made this joke right after he shot that woman, that cinematographer, and the director,
Helena Hutchinson.
And as soon as that happened, everybody everywhere that I was in contact with said, "Be careful,
Be
Ryan.
careful what you shoot at.
Not everything in here reacts well to bullets."
Yes.
Rest in peace, Helena.
Yeah. It's really sad that actually did end with the death, because not being careful with your props.
Right. But I have to marvel at the direction. I know you're not supposed to pay attention to direction when it happens and you're out watching a movie, but when Ryan goes into the reactor room and you see those spires inside, and I don't know if that's submarine accurate. I don't know if that's what the real interior would look like. But it's breathtaking in terms of just cinema.
Yeah, in a real Typhoon, apparently in the real Typhoon class submarine, the missiles are basically clustered together. You can't go in between them like on an Ohio class.
Yeah, but
well, then even as a speculative manufacturing of the interior of the Typhoon class, it does look great.
Yeah. It does. Yes.
I have to thank Gaius Brackenbalter, who says, for $5, thank you so much for supporting the channel. He says, Admiral Greer, Alec Baldwin is running around with a loaded pistol. Here, Mother of God.
You know what?
Yes.
I'm out. Off to my next film about baseball.
I do like it when he talks about baseball.
I'm going to play a random portion. Let's see if I pick a good spot. I don't know. I don't care. Let's try it.
See if it works. We're just playing Hunt for Red October roulette.
Yes. Oh, see, that wasn't a good point. Let's try this one.
Evacuation!
We'll rotate through the con.
That one was better. Let's see what else we get.
Mystic Dallas, you're clear to launch.
Hatch is secured.
There you go. You got a little Hobson.
Yeah, there you are. One more. Wow, the back at somebody's head, so that's fun.
That's just building tension. It's one of the examples of brilliant cinematography by Jan DuPont.
True.
Get the hell out of here! Wait, where am I going, man?
Why do I just keep getting Hobson? I give up.
Hobson's in charge now.
The only true Silver Surfer is Kirby Silver Surfer.
Kirby Silver
Wait,
Surfer.
wrong movie. Oh, Mark D with the plays that clip all the time. Thank you again. Thank you again for the super chat.
And the reason that we're reviewing Hunt for Red October is because I don't know how you guys came up with it, like the audience, the members of the channel came up with it, that it was going to be Battleship Month. And so I would like to say that out of the 3 movies that so far have been on the schedule, 2 of them, one of the major plot points is that there's a cook.
Goddamn cook's a seal? Oh, sorry, wrong movie.
So
yeah, exactly. That did jump out at me too. Is that the Steven Seagal movie?
Now I've never
also all about a cook.
Oh, you consider the Steven Seagal movie an actual movie?
Oh yeah,
Hey,
no, Under Siege is good.
It's Steven Seagal's best work.
It is. I agree with that.
That's a low bar.
Under Siege was interesting. I loved. Speaking of Star Trek, I loved seeing Miles O'Brien in it. Yeah.
But yeah, I haven't seen Battleship yet, so when I watch Battleship, I'll have to see if there's a cook.
Yeah. So.
Well, there's food involved.
Okay.
A burrito, to be specific.
What did I hear recently? It was like, name a movie that doesn't have food in it at all. Every movie you've ever, like, either eating or drinking, there's always food or drink in a movie.
Yeah.
They don't always eat it. A lot of times they just have the food there, and they just
apparently
have
it's
is there food in Blade Runner?
Oh yeah, he eats the noodles.
Of course.
Well, typically we all eat about 3 times a day. Some people more. It's just part of
How about
existence.
12 Angry Men?
They talk about ordering food, but they never do.
Still counts.
There you go.
No, because it was an article saying, like, if you can think of one, and then people were in the comments, they were bringing it up. But anyway, it's just that's also another kind of neat game if you watch something.
And
Do androids
of course,
eat electric sheep? Yes.
Yes, Booger.
Oh yeah, and as Alec Baldwin is crawling around, he does his own Sean Connery impression, and that's fun.
Yes, it is. And I think that's because I would have been 13 when I saw this movie, 12 when I saw this movie, and
baby.
I know, right? And so this was the first time that I was like, oh yeah, Sean. If Alec Baldwin can do an impression of Sean Connery, I'm sure I could pull it off. And I was happy to keep trying, and I've been trying ever since.
Right. Well, okay, and then the Dallas does something to redirect the torpedo, and then it surfaces.
It's in between the
Gets in between.
the Red October and the torpedo, then just bails to the surface.
Yes.
Yeah.
And and I love how all the evacuated people are so excited about it. Like, yay,
He's
they
threatening
scared
them
those
out of the
Americans.
water.
Yeah, he chased them out of the water. Yeah, right. Awesome.
But it also, I this is more peripheral, and obviously Star Trek 6 came out in 1991. But like when the Excelsior shows up for the Battle of Kittimore, I think of this. And I was like, okay, it's like the Dallas shows up, and it's like, now we've given them something else to fire at. Yeah. And so it's kind of, I don't know. That's why this submarine battle with surface ships and obviously the submarines themselves, this feels like how space movies with capital ships should be: slow, specific, but tactical.
1,000 pot loose.
1,000 of them.
1,000. But you know,
1,000,
you're right. That scene, the Battle of Kittimore in Star Trek 6, is fantastic, especially when the Excelsior shows up and Sulu's like, now we've got another target. It's great.
Yeah,
it's fantastic.
Like it might be.
I do appreciate when Star Trek is naval. But go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say it may be blasphemy, but I prefer the Battle of Kittimore than I do the Battle of the Mataro Nebula.
There's a bit more action
In the Kittimore?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And more Shakespeare.
Yeah. They have. I'm trying to. Yeah, probably more Shakespeare.
A lot more Shakespeare.
All right. Okay.
Well, I have to thank RRTNZ for the New Zealand $5. Thanks so much for supporting the channel today. I hope you're enjoying the show. Anyone else still call the Russians the Soviets? Every Olympics when they're not banned. I make that mistake. But given recent history, it's understandable.
Well, I don't call them the Soviets. I call them the Russians. Although if I am talking about Russians from a certain era, then I'll call them Soviet.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, Go ahead.
Back in the day, they were Soviets.
Well, I haven't called them the Soviets since about 92, 91. I call them the Ruskies now. So.
Yeah, fair enough. That's good too.
You do. I've heard you do that. No, I don't. I don't call them Soviets because I was 5 or 6 when the walls fell. So I was like,
baby.
Okay.
Baby.
Yeah. So.
Well, thank you.
19.
Well, then you were drinking before I was.
Was I?
Well,
sure
no,
but
that's the thing. Like, and I guess, like, were you still living in your locale then, or did you move when you were 19, or did you stay where you were?
I was in college.
Yeah, in your state.
Yeah.
And so it is like the drinking age there is 21, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So if you were 19,
and I'm not much of a drinker, so I
that's
wasn't
true.
Drinking.
No,
I saved it all up for you.
Thanks, man.
And I was making myself too old. I was 3.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. She was having vodka gimlets at 3 years old, everybody.
Your sippy cup.
Yeah.
Yeah. Vodka. Of course, vodka for everybody. It's good. It's good for teething.
It's good for teething, and then the other parents can't smell it. So your mom was really good. So that's awesome.
And
back in the day,
kids
when
stop
my mom
asking questions.
When my mom was a kid, she said that her parents used to, when they wanted the kids to go to sleep, they used to rub whiskey on their gums.
Yeah. I remember that. I know my grandmother did that to me. I've been told, and I seem to have faint memories. Of it.
Yeah. Oh man.
Oh.
Parenting in the 70s.
I think they used to put They used to put the pacifier in
the
whiskey.
Yeah. And Booker says Germany when the walls fell, echoing Darmok. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Retro Scotty says The Hunt for Red October, another classic. I even have the score, but I think La La Land released a new edition of the score by Basil.
I think I still have my original still around here somewhere.
Well, it's always nice when they do a re-release because sometimes they provide additional tracks that weren't on the original release. So it'd be interesting.
True.
And the disco
Are we-
remix
oh,
of
there-
One
there's-
King Only.
I forgot. Yeah, there's still a torpedo. The torpedo is still active, looking for another
Right.
target. And so now, but before we find out what happens with the torpedo, we find out that it was the cook who was the saboteur, cook's assistant Loganov, and he's about to obliterate the ship.
It's a goddamn cook.
Yeah, it's the cook. And so Jack Ryan has to shoot him.
Well, and it is one of my favorite person getting shots in all of cinema history, because it looks like there's when he gets shot, he looks like Marty McFly from the beginning of Back to the Future Part 1 when he gets launched across the room by the amp.
The speakers.
It's like, why it's so windy, he falls back into the control panel. I think the control panel sparks. And it's just like, oh my, that was dramatic. You had to kill him. You had to kill him so bad. And especially because he killed Vasily. But also,
especially
he was
because
about
of
to destroy
Vasily.
the ship.
But also because he, again, like when it comes to the characters that you meet throughout this movie, if they are of import, they do show up at the end. So I do like how there is almost like a coming together of the entire cast of the film, except for Gates McFadden. And
and there was a small part of me that, well, since I hadn't seen it, I was wondering, whoa, are we just going to see this whole thing just blow up, and then this ends on a sad note, and the thing actually does sink like it said at the beginning of the movie? And thankfully not.
Well, but also it's because of the way that it works out with the torpedo being chased around and then crashing into Tupolov's ship. It's like, it's so fortuitous that one submarine that can get away silently, and then the other one is destroyed. So everyone's like, oh yeah, no, it was a very, very deep place, like the Laurentian Abyssal. And we have to, there's no way to recover any of the debris. So I feel bad for the families of Tupolov's ship.
Yes. Me too.
Oh, just the officers. Oh yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
But what I love is how naturally Mancuso takes over commanding the Red October. Like, okay, you need a commander? Here I am.
The hardest part about chicken is knowing when to flinch.
And that's my favorite part, is like, hey, you speak English? Get your butt over here. That is probably my favorite Mancuso, next to Easy Jonesy.
It's essentially, even though some of the controls may be different, they're all skilled seamen and submariners. So I think that the strategies, the logic, it's all the same regardless of what ship it would be. That's my opinion. But.
Well, apparently it works out.
Well, it's like in Star Trek 4. It's like reading Klingon. Now that's hard. And I don't know what level of Russian literacy submarine captains need, but it makes sense that they would. I don't know.
But man, imagine shooting a torpedo from your submarine and it comes back to destroy you.
That's why you're supposed to have safety features.
That's probably this shot is probably the only visual effect that's kind of janky.
Yeah. Well, and when he does get hit, and it always, I don't know how many frames of film it is. It almost feels like one of those subliminal Tyler Durden flashes in Fight Club.
Oh.
But when the torpedo hits and there's that, you see the Russian star on the nose of the torpedo. I'm just like, that's so rad.
I also like that his second in command, turns to him and is like, "You killed us, you ass.
You arrogant ass.
Yeah.
You killed us." All right, I have to get going. My iPad's about to die.
Well, in some way we're almost done with the movie, so I think we did a pretty good job for you. Do you want to share anything before you head out?
No. I'm just glad I was able to be here for this.
Yeah, man.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you were able to be here too.
You lent so much to this movie.
Good. I'm glad.
Oh, you know all of it, so that was.
Yes.
I love.
Max
I love
knows.
how you just memorize the lines. It's
Max
so
knows.
impressive.
Yes, Max knows the dialogue to every film that we
Oh,
do.
not every film, but
I think
Almost.
I think Jill needed to do this entire thing in the accent, though.
Yes,
The Connery accent.
the next time on the hunt for an October Chew.
Legion of
Tupolev's
Extraordinary
Revenge.
Gentlemen.
All right, all. I will see y'all later.
Zardoz.
See you, Max.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Das Vidania.
Das
Das
Vidania.
Vidania.
How appropriate.
Yeah. Mother Russia. In Mother Russia, Das Vidania is you.
Is he still alive?
Oh, yeah. I just saw an interview with him recently.
Oh. I saw him open for somebody in the 80s. I'm not sure. I think it was the second time I saw Carlin.
Oh.
Oh, wow. I didn't
That
know
would have
you'd
been a
seen
good
Carlin.
show.
Yeah.
Carlin, I saw him twice live. He was brilliant. He's a prophet. He's one of my prophets.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
Well, he was a prophet. Yes.
Well, and
Rest
and
in
just
peace.
and just to wrap up the movie, as everyone intended, as Admiral Greer intended, everyone thinks that the Red October was sunk. But then they have this scene, and I was like, "What about the canal of?" Oh, I don't have Max here to help me with that word.
What's it called?
But
The canola? The palm olive?
Konobolov.
Canola oil.
And the
The Como
yeah, the canola oil. So the ambassador asks about her, and I like how Belt says, "You've lost another submarine."
And the sheepish look on the Russian ambassador's face is kind of priceless.
Well, it's great because you understand, you feel bad for this ambassador because you realize, if you know anything about Soviet, politics and Soviet, civics, they don't give their ambassadors the full story. So they don't know what they're talking about.
Right. And he even says so outrightly. He says, a man in my position may not necessarily be given all of the facts. And so, but also because he's played such a brilliant villain in movies before, I like the fact that he is somewhat likable but still stern as the Russian diplomat. I think everybody does such a great job.
Yep.
They do. So now they're hiding the submarine 100 miles from a naval base in Searsport, Maine. The last place the satellites will ever look.
Oh yeah, there's nothing in Maine. There's absolutely almost nothing in the state of Maine.
So I was going to ask, is this really a good hiding spot?
Oh yeah, Maine is very sparse. Yes.
It's very beautiful.
And they kind of bond over fishing for a minute. And then of course we get Jack going home, taking the baby brother for the teddy bear brother.
What's the bear's name?
Stanley is the bear. I don't know the name of the baby brother.
Stanley.
Yeah, Stanley's the name of the teddy bear, and this is the brother. And apparently, it's supposed to be the same teddy bear from another movie, Die Hard. Yeah, but he must have got a makeover because he's way cuter in this movie than he was in Die Hard. So Old Man Bird, thank you so much for supporting the channel. He says, I consider a Canadian Spider-Man to be captain of the freshwater / inland navy.
True story.
Yes. Yeah, he just learned how to, he's learning how to sail. Yeah, Canadian Spider-Man's great. Satellites look everywhere, says Franco. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, but 1984. Don't forget it's 1984.
They can.
It'll find,
but only where they're actually pointed at. So they actually have to be pointed.
They have to know where to look. Yeah. Yep. Richard Jordan was in some interesting flicks for sure. Another example was Solar Babies in 1986.
Oh my God.
And guest starring on The Equalizer, 1985 TV show.
Solar Babies. That's
I
forgot about that one.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
Solar Babies.
But I've heard of it.
It's fluff.
It's not good.
80s fluff. How do I even describe it? I seem to remember I don't even remember it all that much. Anyway, that's your next video to watch.
Yeah, Solar
No.
Babies.
No,
Solar
no,
Babies.
no.
But yeah, so that's the Hunt for Red October. I think that there is a quote at the very end, and Ramius attributes it to Columbus, but it was actually just written for this movie. So, but I think
Yes.
that this is absolutely probably, well, it is my favorite submarine movie that I've seen so far. I haven't seen all the submarine movies, but out of all the submarine movies that I've seen, this is my favorite.
Well, yeah.
I think
it's very much up there. Yes.
Like, I would give it a 9, maybe it's closer to a 10 than a 9.
I agree.
Yep. The only one maybe comes close is Run Silent, Run Deep.
And
they mentioned that. They mentioned that in the movie. They talk about Running Silent one time in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
But it's fantastic. It reinvigorates my desire. It's almost like when you watch the first one in a series of films and you're like, oh, maybe I should go back, because I haven't seen Patriot Games in forever. And I do enjoy Clear and Present Danger, mostly because of Willem Dafoe in that. It's one of the few times that you get to see Willem Dafoe as an action hero. And yeah, I don't think I've seen Sum of All Fears front to back. I don't think I've seen Shadow Recruit with Chris Pine. I don't think I've seen that. And I know I haven't, but I'm not going to watch the TV show. But I haven't seen the Jack Ryan TV show.
Oh, I didn't know they made a TV show.
Yeah.
But based on what Joe's Atmosphere said, I do want to see about reading Red Storm Rising and see how Jack Ryan would fictionalize World War III. That sounds amazing.
Didn't Kaczynski play him in the Amazon show from The Office?
Ted Kaczynski?
No.
Yeah. No. He directs movies now, The Quieting or whatever that's called.
The Quiet Place. Is it
Yeah.
The Quiet Place?
From The Office. Jim from The Office.
Mr. Fantastic. John Krasinski.
Yeah, John Krasinski.
You mentioned Willem Dafoe. My favorite role he was in, just as a side note, was in John Wick. I loved him in John Wick. He was great.
Yes.
Why am I drawing a blank?
He's like the assassin who's supposed to kill him, but is actually sort of leading him. In a way.
The original film?
Yeah, the first one.
Yeah. I'm drawing a blank.
Well, I really love this. I loved watching this movie, and I'm gonna watch it again because I think I will enjoy it more.
Was
than
this your
once.
first time?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, it was. And
Did you watch it with your beau?
So I'm having a lot of. No, I didn't. I should. Well, that's why I'm gonna
Yeah.
watch it again. That's why I'm
you'll
gonna
love
watch it another time. But I enjoyed learning about this movie. All the trivia is really neat, and about how they made it too. There's John McTiernan talked about working with Sean Connery, and he said he didn't suffer fools easily, but you tried not to be a fool, and then he got along fine. Yes, he scared me at first from his reputation or whatever, but about the second day I worked with him, at the end of the day, he said, "Good night, boy. Good night." Okay, I'm sorry. And from my family, that was a kindness and endearment, actually. And I knew I was okay. Sean was a tremendous professional. He was actually very good. He paid a lot of attention to it and loved movies and was good at it. Wow, this is a lot more reading than I thought it was going to be. He's a director. He likes to talk. I had a moving camera all the time. The camera was an active narrator in the stories, and he loved that. He loved doing it because it was something new. Well, there you go. And the last thing he says is, and he was a tough old bird.
Oh, yeah. I can imagine.
Yeah.
Retro Scotty says, obscure sci-fi film. Produced, believe it or not, by Mel Brooks. Besides Richard Jordan, you had a cast that'll be known. Jason Patrick, Jamie Gertz, Lucas Haas, James Lagoros, and Sarah Douglas. It's on Tubi for free. Old man bird says, "Good girl." No, but I can't. Oh man, I can't. I'll work on it. Just like Scotty started working on it a long time ago. Maybe I'll work on it too.
Yay.
Oh, okay. Oh, Gates McFadden was. Oh, gotcha.
What's going on?
No, I thought there was a new piece of trivia for Gates McFadden, but it wasn't. You guys said it all.
Yep.
So I was like, oh no.
Wow, this is amazing. We went through a an entire review of a film, and it's only 3 o'clock.
I know. Usually, yeah. It's like I do have to leave eventually, but I have at least 15 minutes.
I will admit there have been times I've seen like this stream scream by on my TV and go, "Oh my god, she was on 5 hours."
Oh
I can't watch that. I don't have that kind of time.
I will admit it. I usually don't have that kind of time.
No, who does really? No, but I have a lot of fun doing these. And thank you guys for hanging out with me. And now I want to go read some Tom Clancy novels. These actually just thinking about just how much research he does to make his stories believable in the fictional sense, but using reality and merging the two is pretty great. And that's why this movie is so good and why we've got more Tom Clancy movies. And apparently, okay, so let's see. I'm just looking to see at the rest of the trivia since we do have that extra time we're talking about here. And I'm not going to read everything I see here, so that's why I'm filling in the air for when I decide something is not that interesting to talk about. Interiors for the Red October were filmed in the USS Blueback, the last operating diesel submarine in the U.S. Navy. The Blueback is now docked in Portland, Oregon, in front of the Oregon Museum of Science, and regularly open for tours by the public. Oh, I wonder if they made it a full museum. That's great. Oh, wait. Yeah. Well, no, the museum is the museum, but sometimes they take old ships and turn them into museums, but maybe
I had no
now with
idea
the
that in
submarine.
1990 we were still operating diesel subs.
Yeah, there you go. And then this other trivia says the novel contains much more involvement and cooperation with the British Navy, while the movie contains very little, if any, British involvement. Oh yeah, the only British stuff in the movie is Jack Ryan saying, "Oh, I'm still on British time," because I guess he's got jet lag. And oh, here's some pictures that the British intelligence took, and that's all we get from the British in the movie.
And Gates McFadden's bad British accent. So
Yes. Okay, so this one says the dual beeping sound effect of the Red October moving on the US Dallas sonar screen was also used in Patriot games as the sound of Jack Ryan's electrocardiogram. Okay, that's fun. When Ryan asks if the doors visible on the Red October could be used to launch an ICBM horizontally, Skip Tyler responds with, "Sure, but why would you want to? This is not as unfeasible as it sounds." Apparently, the UUM-44 submarine rocket was a ballistic missile operational with the U.S. Navy at the time, designed to be launched from a torpedo tube in order for the submarine to stay undetected. Okay. Essentially, what this is saying is that you could do that, I guess.
yeah, well, we abandoned that tech once we developed the ability to keep the nuclear submarines submerged when they launched their vertical ICBMs. So
Here's a good one. Jeffrey Pelt is at the end of the movie. He's eating candy. So right, and they're jelly beans. So that might be a reference to President Reagan and how he loved jelly beans. Yeah, he always had a giant jar of them on his table. And yeah, there we are.
yeah, there was a jar of those on the Resolute desk, I think, in the Oval Office.
Mhm. And yeah, so wow. Yeah, so a lot of these everybody said during the movie, so there's a lot of trivia that you guys knew that you helped me out with here, which is great. See what the chat's saying. 'Cause, we're gonna yeah, I think we do need to head out, although there's, like, a ton more stuff to read, but I guess I won't. Um, has Scotty told any more mamas that their babies are ugly recently? I don't know, I don't think he's learned his lesson on that. So, I like to correct him and say, "You only think newborns are ugly. Babies aren't ugly, newborns are ugly." So, as long as we get that, because the newborns grow out of that phase pretty. And not all newborns are ugly either. I've seen a few cute ones. RRTN's I don't know why that became a topic of conversation. Sad that despite directing Die Hard, Predator, and this film, McTierman's career spectacularly self-destructed. Box office failures, bankruptcy, and prison time? He had to go to prison? Oh no, that's not good. I didn't know about that. I guess we don't know about that. Nobody knows about that.
Yeah.
Um.
His career's gone.
Oh wow. Booger414 says I just got to work and I figured I would switch to the computer for the last hour, and you finished the movie. Yeah, I did. I finished early today, which is great because now my hair is on fire. Trying to get to the end of the movie like it always is. It feels good. Feels good just to be, reading off random trivia to fill up the end. Now I'm going to have to do real work. Oh no, I'm so sorry. What's sad sadness. That was the plot of Down Periscope. Yeah, Down Periscope was what the original mission was that they were supposed to have in this movie. They were just supposed to have war games with their compatriots.
That movie is worth it just for Bruce Dern.
I like that. I like it. It's funny.
Me too.
It's cute. It's silly.
Is it?
Bruce Dern's
Yes.
in War Games?
No, in Down Periscope.
Down Periscope.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait.
Which is a movie about war games.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kelsey Grammer. Gates doesn't have bad accents. Everyone else does. Oh, Booger is defending Gates McFadden's accent.
Hooray!
There you go. West Cake. So long, everyone. Enjoy your weekend. This is the way.
See you, Brogu.
I mentioned the jelly bean in the chat 2 hours ago. Oh, I'm sorry, PG. I missed it. I missed the jelly bean because, oh man, I know I missed a ton of good chat, which is why it's in the corner for posterity reasons. It's that little, YouTube won't, StreamYard won't let me make that bigger, but I'm glad to have it at all.
Mm-hmm. Thanks for being here, everybody. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe.
Yeah, I'm glad I have it in the corner there because in case I ever have to edit the live stream and I lose the chat, it's always right there in the corner.
When you have to edit. I've been good today.
Well, yeah, today I don't have to edit. But no, sometimes I edit just for style if I have time, but I don't know.
Style.
Yeah. Sometimes if you edit.
How would you describe your style, Jill?
Well, I just mean to edit the first 10 minutes and take out some of the dead air and
understood.
So Retro Scotty says if Alec Baldwin came back, so would have Gates McFadden. But since Ford was cast, the producers recast the wolf.
True.
The wolf?
Wife.
The wife.
It's funnier that way.
Yeah.
Way to go, Retro Scotty. That's great.
I short-circuited when I read that. War Games was only slightly a movie about submarines. Oh, thank you, Jill and panel. Yeah, thank you to the chat. Thank you to the panel. Thank you to Joe's Atmosphere from earlier and Max Redstone for joining us. And thank you to Wes Cagle, Scotty R37, and Naladoc as a special guest star is Naladoc.
I have all the time now.
A special retirement guest.
Retirement. Yeah, that is that what
Well,
we're calling
wait a
it?
minute.
Retirement.
It sounds nicer.
Yes, it
It
does.
sounds
doesn't it?
nicer than being laid off. Yeah. I'm so sorry. Oh man, yo, things will turn around. And yeah,
But
no,
yeah, like
that's all we have to do for Red
big
October. I
shout
mean,
out to
actually, I have lots of stuff, but we have to
That's
skip it.
all there is. There isn't anymore.
But big shout out to John McTiernan, and I'm not 100% familiar with his legal troubles, but he is definitely responsible for some of the biggest action movies of the 80s and 90s. The fact that he did this, Die Hard, and Predator, that is one hell of a career, just those 3 movies. But with everything else he's done, just don't look at Rollerball. Watch the original, not the remake, because Rollerball's awful. But yeah, the rest of his filmography is he is a journeyman, and he always delivers. And unfortunately for his I don't know, extracurricular activities got him in some hot water and did jail time, and so it did cut. Nothing violent, nothing creepy, but it was all. It's I think it's like blackmail and fraud and shit. So, but yeah,
It's not creepy or anything. No.
well, it is creepy, but it's not as bad as the big bad crimes.
Yes.
He didn't touch anybody on a doll.
He didn't. He's just a thief. He didn't hurt anybody except for
Right.
maybe their pocketbooks.
Right. And so, and allegedly, I have no idea. I don't know what the details are, but yeah, Jeffrey Jones is in this movie, so John McTiernan, he gets a pass.
Yes, and this is apparently his only PG rated film.
Nice.
And the only PG rated Tom Clancy adaptation. That's right. Nobody curses like a sailor in this sailor movie.
That's funny.
I don't think I could end off with a better trivia than that, so we're gonna leave it there. And thanks, guys, for hanging out with me. That's the end for our discussion on Hunt for Red October today. I hope it did it justice. I think it did, based on the people we had on the panel and the knowledge, the history knowledge that you guys have. Wes Cagle and Max and Joe's Atmosphere and all the cool stuff that Scotty brought with all the Star Trek actors and your analysis of the scenes were very good.
Thanks.
And I had a lot of fun listening to you guys talk. Thank you again. And as Franco Walker says, always perfectly, take care, everyone, and much love to you all. And I promise I'm going to update my membership, my membership video soon, because there are a few new members who are not on there yet. So I got to make sure they get there before they decide to not be a member anymore. I don't know if that's going to happen. Hopefully not. Where are we? There, got to find those closing videos. So yeah, really cool submarine movie. I'm so glad I'm doing Navy stuff this month. It's really great. And I'll talk to you guys later. Have a great Friday. Have a great weekend.
Adios.
And thanks for being here.
See you later.
Learn all that is learnable.
And the ways our differences combine to create meaning and beauty.
It has always been easier to destroy than to create.
May we together become greater than the sum of both of us.
Well, now you have something new to think about. Carry on.
I'll get you next time, Gadget. Next time.
We don't have to be mean, because remember,